Alrighty, we are back in the Sunless Sea. So, last time we were here, we had just kind of gone around cleaning up all of those underwater cities that we'd kind of discovered on our map but hadn't actually visited. And we'd picked up quite a few quests as well. And now we've got a pressing need to visit the Khanate. We've got quite a few quests. We've got one from the Admiralty, I believe. No, the Admiralty actually wants us to go to the Swallowing Isles. But we've got some from the Merchant Venturer here. As well as a few other things. We need to go to the Khanate for 5 romantic literatures, in addition to the ones that the Merchant Venturer wishes for, which is for our Presbyterate Adventurous to die well. This is what the Abbess has told us about. They want us to get there, with some romantic literature to lure an old foe. I believe they said something in that regard. But yeah, so we'll have to go and try to find the Khanate today. We've got a lot of the map explored. We have got, let's see if it'll pop up here. We have got over half of the map explored, and it was mentioned that the Khanate was somewhere in the center of the sea. I'm not sure how accurate that is, considering it seems like we have the center filled out here. Maybe it's somewhere in this blank area that we haven't actually seen. So there's still plenty of map to go. I'm gonna see if we can just hug one of the edges here. Maybe hug the north or the south side. Just try to go as far as we can get. With our new engine, we actually travel pretty fast. We have the officer currently who gives us, yes, the tireless mechanic who gives us a little bit more fuel efficiency. So I think we could do it if we tried to set up for it. But we've also got other tasks to do just on the way. We still have to find the Chapel of Light somewhere in the north side of the map for our sigil-ridden navigator. As mentioned before, we have to find the Swallowing Isles. No clue what those where those are. And we've got quite a few places to visit for Maybe's daughter to look for her mother. So we've got the Isle of Cats still to visit. We know where that one is. Port Carnelian. Let's see, did we visit there yet? I thought we had. Perhaps not. Port Carnelian. Those are the 2 locations that we for sure have been. And then the 3 other locations on the Untersee are the Irem, the Chelinet, and Khan's Shadow. As well as Naples on the surface if none of those pan out. And then we've just picked up a few random quests here and there from Submariner quests, which is to visit Rosegate, Scrimshander, and Eigel. Eigel is, I believe, one we have already visited. But that quest is from the Imperious Sister. But yeah, so we might as well start loading up and getting on our way here. I think this time I'm going to try to hug the south edge of the isle here. We do have to deliver, I believe it's the Voracious Diplomat that gave us a spy. I don't know if that shows up here. Let's just double check. We've got a casket of sapphires for if we ever find, I believe it's the Khanate who likes the casket of sapphires here. I've also got a strange catch. Thought I'd used that somewhere. Perhaps not. Right, and we have a port report from Undercrow that we can deliver to Low Barnett. Yeah, here we go. A diplomatic agent here. We can set that one up at Port Carnelian. That's been an option we've had there that we've never had the diplomatic agent for previously. So, oh, and we've picked up a white mollyflower. Apparently, if we need to break illusions at Dehoot. Interesting. I don't think we've come across Dehoot. We are trying to go there, though, because of the escaped composer we met, who has, see if it's shows up here. I think it may be in, here it is, A Song of Broken Hulls, from Rack. He requested that we deliver that to Dahoot. So maybe we'll find it this time, maybe we won't. But to do that, we'll need to get some more supplies. So we've got 11 fuel, that's a decent amount of fuel, and 4 supplies. Since I'm planning on hugging the south edge of the map here, probably just going back and forth to the from the Iron Republic, then yeah, just kind of hugging the curve here, to head to Port Carnelian, just to double check that we cleared that off the list from Maybe's daughter, and then up to the Isle of Cats, which is just about here. So we can probably clear out some of this southern fog that we haven't apparently gone through before. I believe there were dust storms there, which was probably why we hadn't cleared it up so well. But hopefully we'll be able to pass through unimpaired. I think 4 food should be enough to make it at least to the Iron Republic. I think as well to Port Carnelian. If we're feeling a little risky, or risk averse, we can skip the Grand Geode. All we get from there is a port report. So yeah, I think we'll head down that way. I don't think we need to get anything here. We could feed that strange catch to the bandaged poissonniere. Yeah, I'm unsure. I don't think we can use it to talk to any other characters, because our Cladary heir needs a live specimen, right? We don't have anything else to talk to her about. She just could increase our iron a little more if we needed it. He just requires supplies, lovely. He doesn't have anything else to tell us. And our other officers, he wants torpedo parts, a whole lot of supplies, and a whole lot of fuel. I assume he's making a bomb. She just wishes for supplies and a searing enigma, of which we have 2. Not sure if I'm going to spend that right this instant. Maybe if we pick up another one later, we will. They are very difficult to acquire. See, the surgeon has nothing to tell us about. Or, sorry, not the surgeon, the campaigner. Brisk campaigner. I believe we already spoke to her with some butyr salt, if I recall correctly. And she told us what she was interested in, which I entirely forgot to write down. Oh well, I'm sure we'll find it somewhere. The doctor is just here for any sort of food and different types of conversations. And we already know what Maybe's daughter is interested in. And the genial magician also just wants food. So at some point later, we will discuss things with them, perhaps. But not right now. Okay, we've spent enough time blithering on about what we did previously. Let's go set off into the Sunless Sea. See what we can find out there. Ah, yes, and these we still have the option to deliver this letter here, which is a correspondence between, I believe, somebody at, was it Rack? Maybe that was the Ragged Crow. Maybe that was the lighthouse. Uh-oh. What's happened here? The brisk campaigner collapses. One moment she's lecturing an apologetic zailor on personal hygiene. The next she's stretched full length on the deck. By the time you reach her, she's regaining consciousness. What has happened? We'll ask politely. I feel like we have enough doctors aboard. Even though they probably don't interact, I feel like we have enough doctors aboard that they would have noticed her being ill. So let's ask after her health. She was indisposed. What's wrong? In the Elder Continent, there is a flame that burns souls. My soul caught a light. It only smolders. Souls burn long and slow, but long before it is consumed. It will sizzle my brain and bake my heart. No, it's not dangerous to anyone else until I die. You should give my body to the sea when that happens. Yes, there is a little danger. I apologize deeply. I should have told you. I've been selfish, but you have refused my service. Oh, but you might have refused my service, and I hope, still, there are things out there on the Z that will save me. Curious. Okay, so I guess we know what's up with her. Curious. So at least, so we know that her soul has apparently caught fire on the Elder Continent. I don't know what the Elder Continent is. Is that referring to something on the surface, or is that something in the Sunless Sea, which she's come from? Interesting. I think we'll help her. Absolutely. I don't want to just kick her off the ship here, and it's her soul that's on fire. Surely that's not contagious, right? Maybe we should see the Deviless about this. Perhaps she can set off this, unset off this fire that's burning her soul. Let's ask her what she needs. What do you need? Her circumstances are desperate. Her deception is easily forgiven. Wary hope. If I swear to you that no matter what happens next, I will keep no other secrets from you. She pauses to think. No secrets of my own. I am a doctor yet. If I swear to you that no matter what happens next... Okay. She's just telling us that she's not going to keep secrets from us of her own. You have my deepest thanks. My very deepest. May we adjourn to your cabin to discuss this matter in private? Yes, we shall. Okay, so... we know a few things here. We could proposition her now. But she wants our mirrors to be higher than our iron. Heck, no, is that not going to happen anytime soon? And a cure for animations? Animations? Yeah, something like that. I have an idea, but I'm going to need flesh from chillier kingdoms, solace fruit from the melting isles where the Mangrove College is. Ooh, this is actually a location we need to go for the Admiralty. And yes, more butyr salt. I regret that it's not cheap. So, for the brisk campaigner, I do believe we did talk to her, and we actually, I think that's why this event started. So we need some solace fruit. Whew. I hope it's cheap at Mangrove College. Let's see, the Melting Isles. Interesting. The Admiralty actually requested that we go to the Swallowing Isles for Mangrove College. I wonder if those are two different things or two names for the same thing. We need more butyr salt. And we need... okay, we've got a strange catch. So I guess it's a good thing that we didn't get rid of that right away. And last but not least, a docile Blemigan. We have a Blemigan, but I don't want to feed our mascot to her. I guess the docile Blemigan is something that we can take from another location. I feel like she's going to eat, judging by the fact that all of this is sort of food items, I feel like she would eat the Blemigan. And I definitely do not want to eat our mascot here, even if it's not the mascot that we currently have equipped. Ah, my goodness. Okay. Well, we now know what we need to help her. I suppose we'll set back off to sail. Keep our lamp off. Will we? Yeah, we will. Will we? No, we will not. Let's see if Mutton Island is doing creepy things yet. Uh-oh. Back up. There we go. Okay, let's go grab some more supplies. Ah, it didn't give us any actual supplies. Shame. And since we didn't have any hunger, dang, we just ate. A second earlier would have been perfect, but looks like that's not to be the case. So let's go dock at Mutton Island. We'll go grab the port report here. Everything is still entirely too bright. We'll go use up our... Something awaits us here. We'll just explore the shore? No, the hilltop above town. Maybe we'll get anything new. Right, and it's the well that they've capped, same as last time. Why have they got rid of their well? It's true the bricks were blackened with mold and the timbers were so rotten they looked like they'd give out whenever a bucket was drawn, but did they need to cap the hole with a steel plate? And why one with such delicately carved circles and circles within those circles? At least there's one sensible change they've made, installing a number of benches at the hilltop. Hard though they may be, it is pleasant to be able to take a rest and look out over the town. I think that was the same text that we had the last time we visited and went up the hillside there. Nothing much has changed. It looks like there's something below the sea here. Nothing on the map, though. Wonder what that's all about. At some point, I really need to explore just underwater, because so far I've been sticking to the surface of the sea, mostly because that's where I primarily know all of the dangers, estimatably the dangers. Plus the fact that it is so creepy at the bottom of the sea. It's even more creepy than above sea. But there are mysteries abound down there, so perhaps I should spend a little more time down there. Let's see, will we get our something awaits us before we reach the Humane Canal port? Unsure. Oh, that's actually a detriment of the faster engine that we have. We're actually going to make... Ah, there we go. We're going to make better time, so our something awaits us may not actually come back every time. Alright, we'll go grab a port report. Nothing has changed there. Let's go see if we get anything. Ah, excellent. We've got more moves in the great game. We did either use up or turn in some of those to the Admiralty and the Diplomat. And it looks as though it has paid off for us as we pick some more up at the Humane Canal. Going to take a wide path here to the Iron Republic. Firstly, to clear off this dark section of the map. Maybe I'll go to Pigmoat Isle first, actually. Who knows? But secondarily, because I want to have something awaits us over there. I think we will actually head up to Pigmoat Isle. Let's see, is this a blue ship? Yes, it is. I believe these ships restore sanity. They act like shore, basically. Hello there. Yeah, so you can see our terrors turning to green while we're in close proximity to it. Is that Pigmoat Isle? No, this is crab cake. That's the one. I haven't seen that from underwater, and it looks like there's something very interesting under the water there, but I don't quite want to investigate it in case it is that giant crab from the story of the Graves 3. I'm looking at my supplies right now. It may have been a poor decision to head to Pigmoat Isle with the intention of turning back to the Iron Republic before Port Carnelian. Maybe we'll gain some supplies or something here, though. Let's see what happens once we solve another problem for the guinea pig and rat residents of this island. Let's go grab the port report and help Murinia resolve a dilemma. An aid runs over. Hairless advisor, you return to us. Praise the tide. We need your wisdom once again. Great ships have been dispatched to Pigmote Isle. Oh, interesting. Oh, boy. Okay. Rats and cavies lie quivering on canvas sheets in this part of town. We think it started from something in the water, whispers the aide. We thought we'd contained it, but it's spreading. Our medicines are powerless against it. What do we do? So, we've got lots of spirit. We've got a fair amount of might and an okay amount of civilization. So we can either have them burn the infected part of town. It won't be popular, but it will be decisive. Or recommend the sick be quarantined. Building a hospital will take workers away from other tasks, but will demonstrate Murinia's compassion. I think I want to increase civilization more than might. I don't want to be on poor relations with them, but the possibility of stealing the rat star, or whatever they're calling it, for Aposion with Venderbite is still an option for us. And I think objectively increasing civilization here is probably better. Plus, it's just, you know, it's nice not to simply burn the sick. We will build the hospital here. Slow recovery. Away from the contaminated water, the symptoms of disease soon fade, but it will be considerably longer before the sufferers are ready to return to work. Spirit can't increase past 10, so they are maxed out at spirit. We've lost some civilization? Really? For building a hospital? You're kidding. Okay, well, we resolved the dilemma at least. We gained some fragments for it. I find that rather foolish. Okay, nothing to buy or sell. Well, at least we didn't let them set their plague-ridden victims on fire. I think that would have turned out very poorly for them. Apparently we make very good spirit decisions there, though, because their spirit is off the charts. And I think by the time we reach the Iron Republic, I really hope that it is the... shoot, which is the market? Market of Hungers, I think, is the one that gives food for a very, very good price, very competitive price, gives supplies. I hope it's that. I'd love to be able to get everything we need over at the Market of Hungers, because fuel will be the same price there. It'll always be cheap, regardless of what market it is. Anything here? Nothing. There we go. And we'll curl on this side of Adam's Doom. Turn our light off to sneak by this fellow here. So he is at 210. Whoa, does he see us? He does. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, he did miss, though. Yeah, he's not very good at aiming, luckily. Probably the fog. Oh, he got us once. That's okay. We should be able to dock here and get our stuff set aright. Alright, we made it to the Iron Republic. Our fear is not high enough, though it is sort of high. Actually, that's pretty average, considering. So... we'll go compile the port report as usual. Gain 2 pages for it. A Tale of Terror and a Memory of Distant Shores. Let's go check out... is the Market of Hungers still? No. The Expulsus. That's a new one. I don't think we've seen that before. So let's check out the shops here. I'm going to double check our sea economy here. So, Market of Hungers is the... right. Long box for captivating treasure. Supplies for 15. Cask of mushroom wine for 24. Bergen of prisoner's honey for 26. So that is this. Interesting. House of Harvests. Maybe I wrote the incorrect... That's very curious. Perhaps I wrote the incorrect market there. Or maybe some of the markets have separate names, but different... or rather identical markets, maybe? I think it's considered the still the market of hungers here. So I'm not going to revise anything in my economy there. So let's see, we'll get our fuel up. I think a good 15 should do. Maybe 20 and 15? Yeah. 20 and 15, I think, will make us ready to sail. Maybe not 15, not quite. Maybe 13 here, since we've only got 7 crew, so we're not eating through it too quickly. I think that'll be good, and then we'll have some spare cargo in case we need to pick anything up out of the waters. Okay, and that's everything we can do at the Iron Republic. So, with our stocks get increased, let's sail on down to the Grand Geode and then over to Port Carnelian, where we're going to double check that maybe his daughter doesn't have anything to do there. Whoa, that guy's way close to the Iron Republic. Usually the Dreadnought hangs out quite a bit further south. I'm going to try to stay on his... aft? Yeah, aft. And well out of his field of vision. Oh, is he going to see me? No, I think we're good. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Well, he is making some indeterminate moves. Looks like there's a dust storm down here? No way. I guess that's coming from... I was going to say it was coming from Castle Clare, but it doesn't look like as though there's any... Yeah, no, it's coming from somewhere further south and further east of that. Where is that coming from? How curious. I have no idea. I've also not actually cleared out this corner of the map, technically. Or maybe we have, and it just hasn't revealed anything to us, but... effectively, we have not. Alright, I don't want my terror to go up, so we will get the port report here. It's been a long time since we've spoken with somebody in authority here. But, let's see, I think that would be in our journal here. Oh, okay, so we can't actually see which locations we have not visited. I guess Port Carnelian is one of the locations that we have visited for maybe, or maybe's daughter, rather. So we will cross that out. So we still need to visit the Isle of Cats. Everything's still identical there. Let's see. I believe it should be the yearning burning sort of thing. That can't get too high. Okay, I don't see it anywhere here. Sunstroke? Yes, this is it. Sunstroke. So we've still not figured out what's up there. I actually have no idea what this one is. Your own sweet skin, the wheel of mists. What sign do you bear? Maybe that was from our tattoo? Unsure. Not quite sure. Oops. But either way, I think we'll just not talk to him, just in case. We'll head straight across to Port Carnelian. And I know that it's not very fuel efficient to leave my lights on here. I want to reduce my terror as much as possible because I am trying to go out as far as possible on this run to probably the Khanate. Hopefully, if we can end up finding it here. Oh, there's that nasty, very large mustached fish. I know the name that it has actually has a mustache in it or something like that. But either way, we don't want to draw its attention. That is what killed our former captain, sister of Sir Madam Helgen here. Alrighty. Okay, so we've reached Port Carnelian. We now have... Yeah, this is already finished here, or we're locked out. We can insinuate an agent here. It costs us 100 echo. We only have a 50% chance here. You know what? Let's pull a quick one here. Let's throw our veils on. Maybe his daughter can go in. I think that's probably the best veils. Yeah, equivalent to the best veils we'll get. So we'll put that on here temporarily just for the check. Any better? Nope, not in the slightest. Okay, we'll put our standard individuals back on, since it doesn't seem to have made a difference. I don't know if there's actually a timeout on it to prevent people from trying to game it the same way I sort of just did. I suppose we might as well give it a shot. Insinuate an agent into Port Carnelian. The place is thick with spies. Who would notice another? Once your agent is in place, you can tap your network for information or use it to influence affairs here. Let's give it 100 echoes and a try. Success. Your agent vanishes into the Carnelian crowds. Within the week, they will have found lodgings, friends, rivals, and victims. On subsequent visits to Port Carnelian, you'll be able to grow your network or tap it for information. As it grows, you may be able to affect the balance of power in Port Carnelian. Interesting. So I assume, judging by the people that we can talk to here, we can effectively influence the power in three ways. We can either influence it in the direction of Fallen London with the governor. We can influence it in the direction of the Carnelian locals with the, I assume, the tigers there. Or we can influence it in the direction of the Khanate. I don't know which of those places is the best direction to do that. I'm going to grab the port report from the diplomats of the Khanate, just to see if they let loose anything that I can remember while I'm out searching for the Khanate. We'll see anything that they have to say. Yeah, so he was the one that told us that the Khan is fond of sapphires, so we do have that in our hold, just in case we do stumble upon that location. I don't think... Well, we could expend our something of oasis here to pan for sapphires before we leave. Before we go, I suppose we should find out what our spies need. To improve the quality of your network, you'll need something. Find out what. So let's check here. Oh, I see. So we either have... Let's see, your network needs something to prosper. What is it? We either have your authority, a rival spy master proposes a meeting, or we can seek another opportunity. Perhaps you can't simply obtain what you need, let the opportunity pass, come back later. I want to try at least to pan for something in the jungle, so I will take our meeting here. We do have the upgraded hearts thing in our hold, so let's give this a shot. We've got a 60% chance. That's a 3 in 5 chance of having this succeed. If it goes terribly, we can always murder him. We've got lots of iron, right? The upper hand. You sit together at a pantomime. While the excitable audience roars at the stage, you and your counterpart make promises, trade lies, and draw boundaries. The negotiations are fierce, but when you shake hands on them, you know you have the better part of the deal. You part ways as the performance degenerates into slapstick. Cream pies begin to fly. Wow, so they really just have a clown show going up on there. We've gained a move in the great game. Our opportunity has left, and we've gained some network in Port Carnelian. Lovely. Well, that was a very nice success. We will use our 3 and 5 here to pan for more sapphires. We've never actually found a sapphire, but we have found a few echoes. Let's see. A glimmer of truth. Braving the jungle's violet spore drifts, you find a narrow stream. You kneel among the red-capped agarics that spot its banks. It doesn't heave with sapphires as the story promised, but an afternoon's panning yields a pocket full of glittering shards. Okay. A success has brought us 24 echo. Not too shabby. Do we need to get more fuel here? I don't remember if... It doesn't have the best trade deal. If I remember correctly, I believe is it Igel that has a better trade opportunity? I think it may be. Let's check our options here. Looks like fuel in Igel is purchased for 12. Supplies are purchased for 23. So I think 12 is exactly the same that we can buy it for in Port Carnelian. So I think we will load up here. We'll load up on fuel back up to 20. I don't think we have anything else we need to buy here. We could sell our cask of mushroom raw. It does sell for 23. I can't quite remember where we got it from, though. And whether we need it for anything. I think we'll sell it. I think we should be good, and it'll free up some cargo space for us. So I'll sell that. We will buy some fuel. Maybe a little over 20. Let's say 23, and then we'll max out our cargo space with food, with supplies here. And that should give us quite a bit of leeway to move around. I'm going to try and figure out what's going on in the south edge of the map here. We haven't seen anything along the same line of Port Carnelian, nor have we actually seen anything further south than that. It was said that there is a mountain when we built that shrine to stone, a mountain in the south of the map here. Discovered the librarian's grotto. Interesting. So I wonder if there's something over here we can interact with. Maybe another undiscovered city. We are going to go very slowly through this this wax wind here. It reduces our speed to a maximum of 1. So maybe we'll turn off the lamp here and just try to sail kind of close by, close enough to identify anything important. At least until we... There we go. Get out of those wax winds. It's very lush, very foresty. Discovered Booble's Thicket. Interesting. We've got our Something Oasis back. Ooh, and it's starting to curve up rather drastically. Crying Heights, where the Blue Prophets call the names of those about to die. I think we've seen that before, and we weren't sure what it was. I guess it's this area, maybe this mountain. Because they were talking about a mountain at the south of the sea. There's those weird birds. Gonna actually turn off our lights here. Do they see us? Oh my god, they absolutely do. Alright, we're gonna burn some engine fuel here. Oh, are they gonna hit us? No, I think we're good. Crying Heights has been found. The birds have lost us. Discovered Andromeda's rocks. That's the last of our burn here. Oh, and we've got 2, not 1, but 2 Restless Nights. Oh, wait, what is this? Hold on a moment. So this, even if we succeed on this, it still does give us some terror, but there's another thing that says Truth and Dreams down there, and I don't know what that is, and I'm sure that I can't return to this event. Should I click on that? I don't know if they're linked. They do have the same icon, but I think that might just be because they're both dreams. Whew, we've got a 2 and 5 chance of having this go off correctly. Let's go yes for this, just in case it gives us any benefit over here. So, what did you dream about? The eyes in a face. We've succeeded. There are storms in the roof. Hush, we won't join them yet. Wow, we gained 10 terror for that. We are so afraid. We're at 70 fear. Are you kidding? That is amazingly high. Why did we get so high so quickly? We didn't travel for that long with our lights off, surely. And we didn't take any events that... What on earth? Okay. Well, now we're very, very afraid. Let's go check our truth and dreams here. The cavern that holds the Untersee is prowled by dreams. There's a story that it was once the skull of a dead god. Perhaps that would explain it. So we can either sleep deeply, dose yourself with black sport, and you're less likely to dream, or we can listen to our dreams with our something awaits us here. This only has a 30% chance of success, so I think we'll listen to our dreams here. Which, of course, gave us some terror. Descent. You walk through the streets of buildings trapped in amber, flooded with treacly light. Rubbery men, their face tentacles twitching complacently, swirl around you in crowds. They give you a wide berth. Something drips from your hands, not blood. It's pale as milk. A bell tolls. You turn in through an ornate arch, and all the lights go out. But not before you see the spined shape throned in a pool at the chamber's heart. I've got no idea what that means. Okay, we're going to sail to this light ship. Maybe if we have some recent news, we can at least trade it. I don't want to battle with these birds. They've got way too much health for us to take them. But I've got to turn on our lamp. Well, maybe being by the ship will... Okay, let's just talk. Whew, okay. Let's talk here of recent news and see if that lowers our terror well enough. Its clear, bright beam warms the way. Speak to the crew, they long for news of home. In the bleaching glare of the lens among the smells of oil and metal, you sip tea and chat. The Z's terror recedes. Lost 5 terror. That's okay. We got a Z story for it. And we lost our recent news as well. That is absolutely a fine trade. And we don't need the fuel at the moment. So let's just set off north here. Whoa, lights off first. Oh, we're actually gaining some terror back. Yeah, look at that. Because we're near the light ship. Okay, we'll set off north here. It looks like there is actually... Hold on a moment. Don't we need to go to Igel for something? Right, for the Imperious Sister. So we'll actually go and... Lights off and submerge here. Oh, and obstruction prevents us from diving. We're probably right over Igel. Come on. Come on. Seriously, how far out do I have to be here? There we go. And I want to keep that lamp off because it does drain fuel in the time that we take to submerge. And I think it'll come back on automatically as we get down here. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I guess we were trapped above Igel, above this weird spore thing. God, that creepy sound. That creeping sound, like crabs or something. So creepy. So creepy. Ah, right. So we need an acquaintance at Igel. We need a solace fruit to bribe the first mate first. And then we need to ask the first mate to find the regret of the sensitive brother. Well, it's not perfect. We don't have anything to buy or sell here necessarily. We don't really need anything. I suppose we could buy some more fuel. But I'm kind of wanting to save my Echo. Because we are getting quite a bit high in terror right now, and in the event of a mutiny, things could go terribly wrong that we might need to repair and purchase some more crew. I really wish there was a way to get rid of terror via something you could do. Maybe you have like a feast or something to get rid of some terror. We'll just grab the port report, I think. Set off straight to the Isle of Cats. What What is this location? Do we know what it is yet? Have we been there? I don't think so, judging by the fact that it's been so far out. I don't know of any surefire ways to lose terror all the way out here in the sea. The only surefire way to reduce it significantly is to fall in London. If we do encounter any locations where we can reduce it, perhaps we'll actually pay for that. Even if it's not much, it'll be something. We'll just set off to the surface as quickly as possible here. Yeah, another good thing about the surface. None of that creepy chittering sound. So we'll set off straight across to the Isle of Cats. We'll hug it a little bit more southward so we can clear out this section of unexplored sea. I somehow doubt that there's anything in this location. Yeah, it looks like just a lot of empty ocean. Which is mostly what the ocean is, really. Lots of water, not that many places there. Okay. Stamford's Expanse, named for one who lost his child to cats. We have reached Port Cavendish. Right, so we have the opportunity to warn off Port Cavendish's folks about, I think it was Rack. Oops, and something up there has found me rather nastily. I'm actually going to quickly dock here and then just get a turnaround so we can perhaps get the drop on this ship here. Ah, shoot, no, I didn't mean to dock again. So I want to get far enough out of port here. Oh, 180? Okay. Not quite what I thought. I was hoping it would be a 30 ship, but seems as though that's not the case here. But we did make it to Port Cavendish. So we can save the smugglers from Rack. A small crowd of smugglers whisper beneath the garland of roses. She said a taste of this fish could rouse a parson's passions. We'll make a killing in London. The rest agree to chart a course over Rack. Could do that, but I feel like it would probably put us in poor straits with the people at Rack, and we still don't know. We've got to do them a favor here. To get, I think, eat that like seaweed or something that they've got there, the sacred seaweed. So we can figure out how we know that freaking king. How do we know him? We're not sure. We can go to both the Honeyed Tongue and the and Cavendish Abbey. Surely these sisters are related to the Abbey proper, right? Like they don't seem like they would be tied to it, since this is very much a lawless place. But perhaps that's just a lawless sort of place here. And then we can also help Maybe's daughter search. So first thing first, we'll compile a port report. Lots of things go around. They still have the king here. We have to get the king's something. King's attention, I think it was. And then let's help Maybe search for her mother. She comes here, I know. She's always been fond of cats. Well, my father was something of a cat, and a very noble one at that. No luck. But oh dear me, do you know someone picked my pocket? She chuckles happily. I've never noticed a thing. Fingers like spider hatchlings. She rolls a coin between her fingers. So I tracked him down and congratulated him and bought him a drink. One thing led to another. Now he's asleep upstairs at the Rose and Tiger, and I'm down here with his purse. Would you like some money? It's so much fun. It's so much fun, money. You begin to realize how drunk she must be. Anyway, no luck, but we'll find her. I can find anyone. She tries and fails to snap her finger. But we did make 100 echo off of the interaction here. Unfortunately for her, though, that's the last location we know the exact location of where she has suggested her mother may be. So we're going to have to adventure into the Black unexplored territories of the map, which also involves adventuring into dangerous territory. Not to say that the areas here haven't been dangerous here. Let's see here. Where do we go first? I think going to Cavendish Abbey, probably the better idea. The crimson-clad mellifluous sisters patrol its ramparts and tend to their hives of lamplighter bees. We can give some fuel here for the bee smokers. I don't think we should, considering it's 5 fuel and we've only got 18 to continue adventuring around here. Shame we don't have our recent news because we used it to get rid of that terror. We don't have a lamentable relic here. We don't have enough Pirate Kings notice. We only have 3. So let's check over the honeyed tongue instead. And ask what it is. We can swap some tails here. Will this use up 5 Z stories? We could. Somehow we've lost a bunch of fragments. I think it probably turned into a secret. I suppose we're not really using Z stories for anything, right? Let's swap tails with a honey smuggler. A few rousing Z stories should loosen his tongue about the mysterious pirate king. You touch your cat's eye brooch, and the Z captain chortles. The pirate king is watching you. Indeed he is, though you may not see him. Although not many see him these days. Okay. The people you want to watch out for are the King's Claw and the Lady of the Gardens. The Claw makes sure everyone keeps in line on the island, and the Lady, well, she's the keeper of the Cage Gardens, where they extract, he seems to remember himself all of a sudden and blanches. Forget I said any of that, will you, sir? Interesting. So now, we know that the King's Claw is on, for sure, on the King's side, which, judging by the name, makes sense. The Pirate King. And the Lady of the Garden is kind of her own thing, where they extract the red honey here. I forget, what is the red honey again? It is... Right, it is the memories of people, which occasionally causes somebody to disappear instantly. Not sure how that one works. Of course, we gained a terror for asking what it was. Lovely. We are at a lot of terror. I was really hoping this would be a location where we could reduce that somewhat. Nothing to buy or sell worth anything here. And... right, we don't have the something awaits us that would involve purchasing a shipment of red honey here. Even though we now have the cash. We could go to Visage... So the thing that's worrying me most right now is the amount of terror that I have. I'm already almost at 80, if not above that. If we went to Visage and got our mask back on. We did get kicked out the last time after we traded our masks. If we got that merchant's mask, what could we buy with it? I think the only thing we did last time was steal. So we kind of got kicked out. Though we did trade our moth mask in. Or we traded the mask in for a moth mask. And then we got kind of trapped there for a little bit. Could go to Station 3. We do need a tomb box, a colonist tomb box to get in, which we do not have here. But I kind of want to start making our way back to Fallen London, and then instead of hugging the coast on the next trip out, we could just set sail straight across here. See if we could get here a little faster. You know, maybe not. Maybe we'll keep around here and we'll just keep adventuring through. Yeah, an all or nothing. We have enough iron to set down a mutiny, even if we'll lose some people in it. Okay. We'll give it a shot. It's a risk. But it is a risk I think we will take. Oops. No. Don't want to set off while he's looking at us. He's continuing to circle. He has found us. Uh-oh. I think we should be able to outsail him. Wow! Man, he has range on him. Alright, we're going to hug the Isle of Cats here. And hopefully get out of his range. Though he keeps lighting up flares to keep track of us. Wow, he's making very good time here. Okay, has he lost us? Perhaps? Perhaps not. No, I think he has lost us. Sort of setting off in the opposite direction here. Okay. So we'll sound the all clear. We'll turn our lamp back on so we don't gain any more terror. Yeah, we are at 80. Discovered Peter's Rocks. Whoa, what is this? Discovered the Afarox channel. And the Reef of Roses, apparently. Wow, this is pretty. Reef of Roses. Big title. Big title. So I wonder if that is actually an underwater location we could dock at. Send our Z-Bat out. Oh, yes, it is. It is indeed. So I'm going to circle back here. Something underwater, close to the southwest. Is it talking about this, or is that talking something in this area? I don't know. But we will dock, or sink, rather. Let's see if we can dock at this location here. The Reef of Roses is a very nice name. Uh-oh. Whoa. Alright. Get ourselves into the dock. Quickly now. Oh, don't catch me. Don't catch me. Okay, we're good. Woo! Okay. And we made it to Rosegate. Fantastic. Okay, this is the location we actually need to visit for the Dogged Apprentice, which I believe was just somebody random we picked up. So, Rosegate. Not so much a port as a shop with a dock. Colored ceiling lights shine on display cases lining the walls. A large shop counter dominates the room. Cigars, ashtrays, guillotines, matches, and curved boxes are all for sale. Each step here transports you into a new realm. At one moment, the heady aroma of summer flowers, then the earthy fug of fungus. Fugue, maybe? I don't know. The bitter warmth of morning coffee, the sickening sweetness of sweat and midnight honey. So, we can witness a reunion. The crotchety tobacconist bends over the shop counter, annotating a large sheet of paper. He glances up at the Dogged Apprentice and bites down on his cigar. His face is blackened with soot. Last batch blew up on me. Welcome back. Hey, there we go. A man's hope. The crotchety tobacconist reaches across the counter to shake your hand. Our patron has forsaken us. He's only interested in his project to the south. He left my apprentice to starve, and he hasn't arranged a delivery of the materials I require. I've run out of rubies to try to convince him otherwise, which makes your intervention all the more propitious. He puffs a great ring of smoke into the air above your head. It takes several moments for the halo to disperse. Interesting. So I guess this is a trade deal option here. Sir, we're on the verge of a tremendous breakthrough. I'm about to create something beautiful, something noble. A cigar which will burn underwater. I think I've finally found the right mixture. He taps the sheet on his counter. It is covered in incomprehensible scrawlings, equations beyond the mathematical. 3 flavors, something robust, something bitter, and something luscious. Once I have them, I can finally complete it. So, interesting. Whoa, very interesting. So we need... Oh, so that didn't actually give us the quest. We have an option there. So we can grab the port report here. Lovely. Take pamphlet. Neatly printed histories of the shop are stacked high on one of the display cases. A notice encourages visitors to take one. Self-published plaudits. A pamphlet describes Rosegate as a cigar shop with a factory on the upper floor. True. Here they produce and sell an unparalleled variety of cigars. Also true. The tobacconist is described as a world-renowned figure respected for his dedication to his craft and the brilliance of his creative vision. The pamphlet boasts that his genius will forever alter tobacconist's art. Well, that remains to be proven. So we could try out a high-quality cigar. A rosewood box of cigars sits on the counter. They smell of beeswax. I think we will, because maybe that'll reduce our terror. Yes, it will. The cigar tobacconist cuts you a cigar and lights it. You draw slowly. Your mouth fills with a flavored fog, heavy on the tongue like honey liqueur. The tobacconist smiles. Your mouth will start to burn soon. Tolerate it. It is a transition phase before something rather refreshing. See what I mean? Just hold. Don't smoke, kids. Smoking is bad. I wonder how many of this we can get. I feel like at some point it's going to give us like a cancer debuff. Be all like, you inhale and you feel your lungs plop out a piece of flesh that is definitely not supposed to be there. The creation of a cigar. The crotchety tobacconist has a dream to create a cigar that can be smoked underwater, and with your help, it might come true. So I guess this is how we accept that request, which we definitely will. Bitter, luscious, robust. 3 flavors, and we'll have the cigar. So we need something. Laboring for the robust flavor, the crotchety tobacconist glowers up at the rumbling crate. We'll need to shift the bloody thing up the stairs. Help us get it up there, won't you? Sure. I guess we just need to help him move something. I guess he already had whatever it was. One labored step at a time, the 3 of you carry the crate up the stairs. The apprentice takes heavy steps. The tobacconist swears so often you're uncertain if he breathes at all. Eventually, you make it into the workshop and chain the cargo into the corner. You unfinished bastard? I think that's supposed to be? Yeah. You unfinished bastard, the tobacconist huffs, stretching his back. We got you now. So we have cultivated a robust flavor, the taste of watery beer. Okay, so that was... Oh, so he did have something, he just needed to get it set up in the workshop. He didn't have any of the materials, he just needed to get a piece of equipment, I think, up in the workshop. So, the robust flavor, it seems, is... Let's see, so we should write down who this is for. The crotchety tobacconist. Wants 2 ambiguous eoliths. We know those are in Mount Palmerston for sure, I'm pretty sure. So we might be able to go grab them from there and deliver it that way. He wants 3 romantic literatures. Which we know we get from the Connate. And last but not least, he wants 1 unread log. I don't know what that one is. Have we come across that before? We are at Rose... something. Rosegate. To deliver. So. 2 of these we definitely know where they'll come from. We're not sure what this unread log will have. Will come from, rather. Where we might have it there. Perhaps that's talking about a port? No, because it's something different there. It's not talking about the letter, surely, because we have that unread letter, and it's not what it wants. But at least we know what we need there. Oh wow, so Rosegate is literally just the cigar shop. Interesting. Well, we can write down. Whoa, we can write down what this economy is here. But those are some weird things beyond just the fuel that's shown. So in Rosegate, they want an utter shroom sporule. Spore, S-P-O-R-U-L-E. which sells for 750 echo. A hunter's eye, we've got no clue what that is. Eat the flesh of the deep lurkers and your eyes will change. Wow, that is weird. It only sells for 100, but still, that's interesting. And then Station 3 Heart Metal Ingot. So, obviously by the name, that comes from Station 3. Sells for 120 echo. We will at some point have to get a tomb box. A long box, I think it is. A colonist tomb box. Long box, my goodness. So we can actually get into Station 3, see what the heck's going on there. Because that's the only way in so far. And then last but not least, buy some fuel here for 20 echoes. Pretty standard outside of Fallen London. And it sells for 7, which is a little more than it usually sells for. Still not a great trade deal since we're taking a loss rather on it. But no, that's an interesting place. Okay. Well, we don't have anything else to do here, it seems. I can't believe the entirety of this underwater location is just a shop for cigars, but to each their own. I think we'll set off. Whoa, what the heck is that? No, we can't take this guy on. He's got 200 health. And he's also seemingly stuck there. Could we just surface as soon as we get out of here? I don't want to fight him. Not a chance. I guess we'll have to give it a try. We can't really leave to do anything else like that. Ah, shoot. Not what I meant to do. Okay, I'll just kind of spam that there. Okay. Yeah, he's got 260. Don't hit me while I'm going. Don't hit me. Ah! Okay. Suffered 24 damage? Are you kidding? Oh my god, he did so much damage. So we can't get hit while we're going up. I did suspect that that would be the case here, but oh my goodness, did he do a lot of damage. Okay, we'll definitely need to return to Fallen London to repair that up. Or somewhere else to repair it up here. Because we are not at a ton of health right now. 38 out of 75. We were not quite half, but... Actually, no, we were less than half then, aren't we? And he did that all in one blow, too. Alright, the Sea of Lilies stuff there. All for the exploration. So we'll head off further in this direction. Maybe we'll curve back to the Sea of Lilies. Far below, something moves as the ship, as waves slap the side of the ship here. I do not want to be getting into any fights at this amount of health right now. Which is a shame, because it would lower our terror by quite a bit for killing something. Maybe something easy. Not like that shark there, though. I'm just going to check the health on that. Yeah, that thing is way too strong. Are you kidding? It saw us? No way. Okay, we're right by the Sea of Lilies. Maybe we'll just hug the other side here. And dock here. This was where we dropped off our chef. I wonder if we'll be able to say hello to him. It is a prison, I'm pretty sure. Don't know why he wanted to work there. But it is a prison. We can at least grab a port report. There we go. So they take quite a few people here. We could rescue a prisoner, which seems like a terrible idea considering we have a 15% chance at it. Not great at all. Oh, but you could exchange a secret for a prisoner, but you need 175 pages. No way in heck are we gonna be able to do that. It's unlikely to be profitable unless you have something in someone in mind. Yeah, so suppose if we ever learn that a particular prisoner is in there that we need to rescue. Well, we definitely don't have the veils for it. We don't have the hearts for it either. Yeah, doesn't look like we have anything. Oh well, that's pretty much all we can do here. I basically went here to get out of the way of that shark. I want to see what's over here. It must be underwater. There's another shark. There's a lot of sharks around this area then. So well, no. I think we're on the other side of those lilies, so we should potentially, hopefully, possibly be safe from that shark. It's actually already something here. So let's see if we can sink. There we go. Don't hit me, shark. Don't hit me. I already took one blow. Ooh. Okay, we're good. I don't think we're immune to anything. Oh, Scrimshander. Okay, perfect. This is actually another location we need to go. Oh, and the scuttling is back. Why is there always scuttling? Why? Oops. Ow. Heh, my bad. Okay, Scrimshander. So, the monastic drowny requests to go to Scrimshander. Before you looms the bone tower of Scrimshander, the city of remembrance. Ivory structures jut from the pile, supported by buttressing tusks. As your light plays among them, across them, you can make out inscriptions, names, pictures, and dozens of lost languages. The largest ones carry a warning: all are welcome to enter, but none may depart without leaving something of themselves behind. So, what does that mean? The drowny here mentioned, the drowny that we're currently carrying mentioned that she would pay our price. He or she would pay our the price for this. The monastic drowny. I guess we accept it. I don't know what price we'll have to pay to depart from here. A drowny floats before the docking gate of a bone cathedral. She wears a cowl and carries a ceremonial key carved from a femur. At your approach, she sings out a solemn greeting. Soldier, scholar, servant of art, history welcomes without toll, but be warned ere you depart, none who enter escape whole. Guess we're gonna go there. Okay. A cowed crew, the Guardian unlocks the ivory gates. Steel glints in her fingers as she carves an image of your ship onto her massive bone key. Your brave crew decides to remain on the ship as you disembark for the tower's dry center. Okay, I don't fault them for that. I would definitely not want to be here either. You walk down a damp nave of bone. Intricately carved ivory walls depict improbable scenes from history. The walls are edged in tiny finger bones, each bearing a single name. Inhabitants wear ashen robes and carry steel-tipped bone quills, but you recognize most as drownies or Chelonet expatriates. While most are quiet and ignore visitors, you hear heated arguments over interpretations of the sacred remains. I can't talk at all today. Jeez. Okay. Sacred remains, which will include whatever you leave behind when you depart. So, hopefully he counts for what we leave behind here. Do we want to do some other stuff before we deliver him, though? Well, certainly we'll compile a port report. That should be free. Considering it an ongoing history of the present, few visitors, fewer departures. The inhabitants of Scrimshander spend much of their time preying on mysteries of the past. They spend almost as much time arguing about their interpretations. Salted residents often collect nearby salvage, studying the remains and inscribing their interpretations on any skeletal remains. But those who leave too often are easily recognized by what they have left behind in their travels: memories, personalities, and bones. Uh-oh. Otherwise, they rarely consider the present, certainly not with the same focus they give to the histories buried within their tower. Recent world events are met with polite silence unless it prompts an anecdote about similarities with antiquity. Apart from the old grudges and new theories, very little changes here. Interesting. So, looks like the Ivory Archives or something we can't do. Apparently we need some time in the archives first. Evidently we need at least 5 points recommended. I'm not sure how we gain points. Probably through one of these other options here. So, let's gather at the stage of history first. Scholars file quietly into a pair of great ivory doors at the far end of the hallway. When they stumble out again, you can hear raised voices, arguments, and laughter. To the amphitheater. After the reverent silence of the outside, the boisterous noise of the amphitheater washes over you like the heavy sea beyond these walls. So, actors strut in an amphitheater of bone, performing historical plays of dubious veracity. An audience watches from below, each roaring drunk member applauding or jeering different details of the work. Above, an imperious figure, wearing a crown of ivory, judges each performance from a raised theater box. All are served by a single man weaving between the crowd and wearing a perpetual smirk. Interesting. So, we can talk with the glib historian. Doesn't tell us anything here about, or rather, it doesn't cost us anything here to talk to this glib historian. The mushroom wine he serves is stale. The plays he announces are questionable at best. But the impeccably bearded man with the olive skin laughs at every performance and has a smile for every patron. Oh, he seems very nice. Perhaps he could explain a little bit more about this situation here. We could watch this fierce debate, which costs money. And without having any more than 2 tides of time? Not sure what that's about. But we could watch the fierce debate between 2 monks that propose new historical interpretations based on the research in the archives. Weapons are strictly prohibited. We could trade coffee if we had any, or time in the archives, or trade wine, which we did have, but we then sold. Shame. For extra time in the archives. We could agree to search the Ivory Archives for a hero. The Chelonit's champions hope to regain their prestige by staging a heroic play. Assist their research in the Ivory Archives, and they'll give you a hero's reward. Kind of concerned going into these archives. Because we don't have any idea of what's in them, and it seems like it's a... It recommended 5 somethings to... It recommended 5 of something before we went in. Let's talk to the historian, I think, first. He seems like the safest option, because it doesn't seem to cost anything. And he seems just very pleasant. So, warring theories on the stage of history. Some cheer history as the work of the brave and inspired heroes, especially them who wish they could be the heroes themselves. The glib historian rolls his eyes theatrically. Others say it's all shaped by cyclical changes in scientific progress, economics, and such. Nothing gets in the way of a good story quite like nuance. He spits out the word like a rotten grape. We let him argue up on the stage and give an ivory crown to whoever is most convincing at the moment. He waves a hand at the temporary monarch in the raised seat above. But as far as I'm concerned, he confides, filling a patron's mug with cheap wine, history is what you make of it, and I make a killing. You've learned enough about history to distrust any one person's interpretation. Curious. Okay. Very interesting. So, do we... I would think that these two are against each other, because we have the Chelonit's champions here, looking to stage the heroic play, and we've got a Drowny. The Drowny chorus sits dejectedly in a corner, griping about the hero worship on display. They'll pay well. You can research the societal context of the figures on stage. I think that would be the... I think this would be the option that my character would be most likely to take, because we are a former soldier, but we've also been, you know, we didn't wash out, but we left and didn't really want to be in the Navy, presumably the Navy, anymore. And I'm going to say that's because we were disillusioned with our role in that and the kind of societal, like, not expectations necessarily. I'm going a little too broad here. Essentially, we didn't like the hero worship. So I think that this would be a good thing for us to take. We didn't like the hero worship. We thought it was just a bunch of lip service. So I think we'll agree with the Drowny chorus here. The quest for context. Heroes are merely the products of their time. These fools celebrate a pearl and ignore the oyster that made it. Help us tell a more responsible tale, and we put things right, for now at least. We'll need to trade coffee or wine for time in the archives to pursue this quest. Cool. And that, yeah, that has locked out the other option there. Well, we'll go back because we don't have either of those things here. I suppose we may as well try assisting this ancient chronicler here with our Something Awaits Us. A bandaged monk sits, attempting to carve a tale with a steel-tipped quill. This does not work for a trembling hand. Let's give him a chance here. A day dictated. The monk describes a day in the life of a tomb colonist while you wield the quill. Its nib carves the bone easily as if it were mushroom flesh. The tale is dry, but he insists it be recorded for posterity. Few tomb colonists come to share their tales. A historical blind spot he laments at length. When the work is finished, he invites you to see further tales in the Ivory Archives as his guest. And we now have 2 times in the archives. We don't have the 5 that's recommended. So I think we'll just deliver our monastic drowny here. God, that creeping, like, scuttling sound is horrific. I hate that so much. I don't know what it is either. Because it pops up most of the time when we're underwater, but not all the time. I really don't know. Yeah, let's deliver a monastic drowny here. Your silent passenger is transfixed by the murals, eyes wide and mouth agape. His unrepeatable exclamation is the first word you've heard from him. Interesting. A flood of words. Something within the monastic drowny has been unloosed at the sight of such sweeping histories. After such a long time silent, he is eager to share his own smaller stories, and until he can earn his own bone quill, you are his captive audience. The coins he gives you are valuable, but not as much as the tales that tumble out of him. So we gained 5 Z stories from him, as well as 50 echo, and this was the drowny that we picked up in Codex, the location of people who don't talk. So that's why he's been so silent here. Well, that's very nice for him. Is he going to pay our way out? Please? You said you were gonna. Perhaps the Z stories is what we'll have to get here to leave. Okay, well, let's try to leave Scrimshander. No one departs without leaving something of themselves behind. Be ready. Departing. Were there quite this many guards when you came in? Was there always a pile of fresh bones by the entrance? Oh dear. So. No one may depart Scrimshander without leaving something of themselves behind, by which to be remembered. Tradition demands it, as do the muscular guards at the gate. Their sharpened bone quills are at the ready to collect your donation. So we can either leave behind a story, a Z story, a hunting trophy, a past triumph, some iron, some hearts, a finger, oh dear. We could actually leave a finger, but we can only leave 4 before we don't have anything on our hands to do with. Not that option, if we can ever help it. And I think we will take this quest here. Provide transport for a scholar. A bandaged scholar stands near the exit, angrily brushing ash off himself. At your approach, he brusquely demands passage to Hideaway. Of course, he'll pay. I think we will take that here. So, the Scholar of Lost Causes, evidently. And he wishes to go to Hideaway. Have we been to Hideaway before? I don't know if we have. Not quite sure. In search of history's losers, he studied remains of 100 wars and read 1,000 bitter ends. Now he seeks the survivors so he can interview them in person. He assures you it's a purely academic interest. His life has been splendid personally. He merely wishes to see how they live with themselves. Curious. Okay, well, at the very least... Oh. Okay, so it does require all 5 Z stories that the Drowny gave us. Dang, I thought we'd be able to make a bit of a quote-unquote profit off of the Z stories at the very least, but it seems that's not to be the case. So let's leave behind a Z story. You can always make more. A block of memories. You take a deep breath of bittersweet incense and recount your tales. As you speak, a chronicler carves your words into bricks of ash and bone powder. The bone quills scratching, grates, and the incense stings your eyes, but you continue. By the time you finish, your head aches, and the chronicler holds a handful of bricks. Before returning to your ship, you examine one. It bears your name and a short tale. But it isn't a memory of yours. You'd remember anything that outlandish. Best to leave before they realize the mistake they've made. Uh-oh. They straight up just stole a memory. Ooh, wow. They also have a massive, absolutely massive shop here. So let's go write down all of those items for sale and purchase. That is actually huge. Some of them, I guess just this meter salt sells for something I haven't seen before. A carboy of primordial shrieks. Never seen that one. Let's see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, the perfect amount for the amount of lines I have left on this page. So we'll start at the top here. Scratch that, it's not the perfect amount because I have to write the location. Back to the top, Scrimshander. Wants a hunting trophy. And that will sell for 65 Echo. Wants an unread log. That's the second place we've seen that. We still don't know what it is necessarily. And that sells for only 25 Echo, so I think we'd probably use that in... I believe that was the tobacconist that wanted an unread log. Definitely not worthwhile to sell it for only 25. A pot of violent ink. Ooh. Interesting. According to other traditions, it's the color of bloodshed in a spired place. It's very hard to forget anything you've written in violent ink. So that must be, judging by the spired place thing, that must be a King Eater's Castle thing. King Eater's Castle? Or is it something King Hold? There are 2 King locations, and I can't keep straight which is which. The spooky place at the distant edge of the map that we got transported to, I believe. Okay. Either way. A pot of violent ink for 250 Echo. If we ever have that, boy, are we not going to be selling it here, because we need that for the first Curator's quest. They want some muter salt for that weird sort of currency. Let's see, what was it? A carboy of primordial shrieks. No clue what that one's about. And then fuel. Wow, those are great prices for fuel, actually. That is spectacular prices for fuel. That's essentially Fallen London prices. That is exactly Fallen London prices. So, since we're at 12, I think we'll buy up to 15? 16? Yeah, 16. Should have that one extra. Might as well. And that is only for 10. Fantastic price for that. Then a lamentable relic. Wow, for very cheap as well. I'm actually inclined to buy a whole bunch of those right here. I'm tempted to fill up our hold with that stuff, because that is super cheap for something that is very uncommon. Only 10 echoes. I'm gonna fill up my hold with it. And evidently it doesn't even take up cargo space. Perfect. That's fantastic. And then Stygian ivory. Well, supplies first. So, supplies. Not super interesting. Slightly more than in Fallen London, but still less than is standard outside of Fallen London proper, so all the little places. But Stygian ivory. Purchasable for 27 echo. Now, that is a pretty rare object. I don't think I've ever seen it before, at least for sale. Let me just check up and down my economy here. I do know there is the forward weapon in the Iron Republic, I want to say. The quest for that, which requires Stygian ivory and devil bone dice, I believe. But we don't have a forward slot on the ship, so it's not super useful to us. I do think, however, that we can actually sell it at Fallen London, if I'm not correct. If I'm not incorrect. Okay, Stygian ivory in Fallen London sells for 28 echo. And since we're buying it at 27, it's nowhere near profitable enough for me to consider carrying a bunch of that back. But at least we now have that down, and we've got a bunch of lamentable relics as well. That is a great place to get lamentable relics. I bought 7 of them. I actually might buy 10? Let's say 10. Because 7 will get me something in the study. I do believe there's something I can get in the study. And 10 will give me some overhead that I can sell to the museum or the university, something like that, in Fallen London. I believe they take lamentable relics and pay a fair amount for them as well. So honestly, I should buy more. I should buy as many as possible here, surely. Okay, I'll buy 15. I'll buy 15. That'll give us 2 study things that we can create, and then 1 to sell on top of that. And it doesn't take up any room in our cargo hold, so it's perfect, actually. Our terror is terribly high, though, and our hull is very low. So I think we'll call this a good voyage, and we'll try to set sail as directly as possible for Fallen London. So let's get the heck out of here. Okay, just let me right the heck out. I don't want anything to do with that creeping, scuttling nonsense, not with our ship at the current damage that it is at. So let's see here. Suppose we can hit up the Shepherd Isles. Let's see, so head through this way so we can clear out some of the black. We'll head to the Shepherd's Isles, Abbey Rock. Maybe hit Pigmote Isle on the way back as well. We won't be able to get a new port report there, but we will we'll be able to get some more progress for them. No new islands. Okay. That is absolutely fine. Okay, so not a whole lot going on. There's a shark, no, an eel above us. Luckily, we're far enough out of his range that he won't see us at all. Okay, and I think that's all of that black area, at least this upper level here, cleared out on. Okay, so we will dock at the Shepherd Isles. I think we've actually asked about every location here. No, I think we've asked about 2 of the locations. We'll ask about the 3rd once we dock. So, let's go grab ourselves a port report. Compile that all up. We can ask about the rest of the Z, but it's not something talked about unless we can give them some mushroom wine, which we don't currently have, as well as 7 supplies for some reason. Trade a hunting trophy for a Soothing Cooper longbox. Okay, so this would actually be, if we ever did find a hunting trophy, that would be something that we could trade it for and just go straight down to Station 3. So that would be great. We've asked about the standing stones. They were planted there and they just kind of grew. The 3 graves were the the cowardly hunters that hunted the giant fallen London-sized crab. Now for Thornwell Croft. What about that isle to the north, the one that isn't bridged? The wrong kind of people. The ones that farm up there, they're us, me and you. All the other versions of us. One with a trick leg, one that married his cousin, one that was buried alive. Characters out of another history. They're waiting up there and plotting, gathering allies, waiting to make their history ours. So don't go there. You won't find them anyways. Anyways being that they hides in the barn. Interesting. Well, I guess we know about that sort of thing. We got a memory of distant shores at least. Can we do anything else here? Right. No, nothing at all. And they've got the pretty standard outside of Fallen London trades for fuel and supplies. Everything else there, pretty much basic. So, after this location, we're just going to go down to the Abbey, which should be, let's see. There we go. Should be just a little bit below us and towards Fallen London. Yeah, and perfect. That sets up right in line for Pigmote Isle as well. So that'll be great. Let's go and get ourselves home. And hopefully we'll be able to sail with this light, fair distance there. Though it's not too far, all things considered, for us to make port in Abbey's Rock. And I did see a Gillifleur up there, so we might be able to fight that. Hopefully it won't just demolish our hull. I think if it gets 1 hit off, we're fine. 2 hits, okay. Hull integrity, terror. Yeah, so terror's here. Terror's at 85. Hull integrity is only at 37. And we took a shot for 24 from an underwater Z-Beast, which is horrifically high. That is terrible. And our terror, if it hits 100, we get a mutiny occurring. And that was what killed off one of our previous captains, so we don't want that to go off. That is for certain. So we're just heading straight back to Fallen London at this point, kind of zigzagging back and forth. Yeah, lots of stress. Lots of stress. We'll go grab the port report for nothing precise. Let's see, we've still got the romantic literature to find here. And we don't have any recent use, so I don't want to piss off the ninja nuns. They'll pay exactly as much for supplies as we did to acquire them, so nothing else to be done here. Let's see if we can find that Gillifleur. Is it still somewhere around us? Yes, it is. Oh. Okay, a Zailor runs to the rail, stripping off his clothes as he goes, beaming rapturously. Home, he cries, home. And we can either just let him jump into the drink and not pick him up, or we can circle about. And I think we will circle about. We've got enough fuel to go and grab him. But let's go give it a shot. No luck. Waving, shouting, circling, flung life belts. No good. He swims south towards the Elder Continent. Oh, so the Elder Continent is actually the south area over there. Interesting. His head is visible in the faint light of the false stars silhouetted as he bobs above a wave. Something rises from below to take him, and he's gone. Well, that's a shame. Okay, we lost some crew and we lost some fuel, so... Oh, back up, back up, back up, back up. Alright, he already sees us, so no point in being stealthy here. Don't hit us. Okay, he didn't hit us for that much, only 8 damage. Shooting him will reduce terror by almost 10, so we'll be doing well here. Let's go grab the Gillifleur, see if we can do what we can do with it. Gain some supplies. Okay. That's decent. I want to get ourselves out of this fog as soon as possible. And yeah, we are on pretty direct route to Pigmoat Isle. Will we get our something awaits us back by that time? Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Perfect timing. Just enough time between those two locations to get our something awaits us back. Now, anything interesting? See, still 135 echoes to repair our ship here. Their civilization hasn't been doing so great. Let's go see what issues they have now. A chill hangs over the chicken woods, the trees creak in the still air, the age shivers. Do you feel it, hairless advisor? They say a monster lives out here where even our light cannot reach. Our farmers refuse to tend their mushrooms until they can be sure of reaching them with safety, but we can find no trace of the beast. What do you suggest we do? Well, last time we did it this, but I think we're just going to try to burn it down. Presumably that'll give us more civilization, right? It'll certainly give them more might, but what can you do? Their spirit is already at the max. Does civilization go up or down? Shoot, I want the civilization to go up. I want it to go up because at the moment it's very low. Is declaring it a superstition or raising the chicken woods going to raise it? Going to raise R-A-I-S-E, not raise R-A-Z-E, it better. Let's go with this again. Okay, celebration takes the rodents' minds off the shadowy threat. By the warmth of a good fire, the vague unknown is no longer something to squeak at or twitch their whiskers over. Maybe more bravado than actual courage, but it's the kind that lasts even after the fire is burned down to charcoal. Spirit has gone up. Nothing at all has changed. I wanted to watch it burn. Well. If we ever run into it again, because we've already run into it twice, then we'll burn this. We'll burn the area down. Until then, though. Oh, we've got another terror thing. Heck no, are we not going to acknowledge that even a little bit? That gives 10 terror. It gave us 10 terror the last time we acknowledged that. Okay, let's start charging this. Will we? Oh, does it know we're here? Oh, yeah, it does. And back up. Okay, there we go. Some more terror down the drain. Let's go scoop it up. Another supply. Okay. Sometimes it gives a strange catch, though maybe that's something other, some other type of jellyfish. But occasionally we've gotten something from shooting down Z-beasts and picking them up. And I think the only one we've really interacted with have been the Gillifleurs, the only one we've actually gone for a fight. The Humane Canal is sort of to our west here. Actually, directly to our west. So we might as well go there and use our something awaits us to go grab maybe either a vision of the surface or a another move in the Great Game. This was a very successful voyage, though. It's actually almost been a 2-hour voyage. so let's go dock it here. Listen for the surface gossip. Doesn't look like we pick up any more moves in the Great Game, but we have picked up a vision of the surface, which we can sell in vendor bite, I believe. $22 fuel and 2 supply to go up to the surface. I'm wondering if we ever want to do that. Like, that's... I think we'll do that once we have a bigger ship. Because that way, that much fuel and supply will be something we can carry with excess, and we'd be able to do everything all right. I think that'll be good. For the moment, though, we'll not do that. Aha, crab. A delicious crab cake we will make of ye. I don't really know I'm sneaking up on him. We could have just had our lights on and blew him to smithereens. Okay, let's go pick it on up. Lost 12 hunger? That's okay. Okay, we'll go dock at Mutton Island. Okay, so we're getting our nightmares again. It seems like we've been going deeper into the nightmare. So I think we will continue to do that. Once we hit 5, we will be able to confront it. It's dangerous, but can win us a secret. So let's do that. Success. Beneath you, the eye grows wider. The water begins to warm. To seem. Remove your garments. It may be time to swim. Gotten a tale of terror. Gained a little bit of terror, but we're almost back to port. And we've got that last menace. We've got one more menace to go before we can finally confront it, which will probably be on the next one. Ah, another crab. Do you too wish to be turned into supply? This can quickly be arranged. Alrighty, so Quercus Haven with our something awaits us. Do we want to visit the hilltop of town? Perhaps. That just gave us the well stuff last time. Exploring the shore. Well, actually, exploring the shore. Yeah, it doesn't do anything here. Men and women on board, dressed in naval uniform, walk as though they were balancing the good book on their heads. And though the gas lamps on the dock blaze as though to burn the work, not a sailor squints. So, yeah, definitely folks from the Grand Geode chilling over here. I guess we just visit the hilltop of town. It doesn't really do anything. Loses us some terror. As we observe the well, the capped well with the, like, sigil stone thing. So yeah, they never devolved into people eating. I wonder if that's because we actually we gave influence to the Grand Geode people with the Sphinx Stone now. I wonder if that's why. Well, we'll take it. Actually, it's been a long time since we've dissected one of these crabs. Gained some fragments. Yep. I think we're gaining more fragments for dissecting it, though, before I feel like we only gained, like, 1 or something like that. Maybe we gained 25, but we needed so much more to get a secret back then that it might not have been worth it. What the heck is dockable out here? Oh, right, a light ship. So we don't really need to do that at the moment. We're almost back, though. We've almost made it back. Finally. Perfect. Well, yeah, we don't have anything to hide here. So, sure. Search our ship, if you please. Ah, and our terror is reduced. I'm actually breathing a sigh of relief myself. It's been so long since we've been here. It's been almost 2 hours since we've been back since we set out. So let's go see if anything has changed since we've been here. Nothing too specific. So we can grab another agent. We can... Actually, I think we will grab another agent. It is... No, it requires an Admiralty's favor. Or maybe it gives us one. So yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, it requires an Admiralty's favor, but that's totally fine. We can drop that off in the Khanate if we manage to find it. So let's go to the Admiral here and submit our port reports for all the various locations. We will not be submitting that as fact. We'll just be giving that as a unsubstantiated hearsay bit of information. Abbey Rock. Yep. Humane Canal. Pigmote Isle. The Iron Republic. Let's see if it explodes this time. Ah, no, it's just blank this time. Okay, that's a better option at least. Isle of Cats. Okay, nothing interesting. I think all these are locations that we've already been to. Wisdom. Have we been to Wisdom before? Have we delivered that information? Bird. The oracles look hungry. I think we have. Quaker's Haven. Rosegate. We haven't delivered it there. I bought his cigars when he was still in London. What's he doing down there? Okay, so apparently the tobacconist moved over to Rosegate. Did he establish Rosegate? That seems like a lot of work to get a tobacco shop that not that many people are going to visit. Station 6 or Eigel. The Undercrow. Right, that one we had intended... Shoot, we should have kept Rosegate too. The Undercrow we had intended to turn into Low Barnet. But honestly, I'm kind of feeling like just submitting it anyway. Nothing more than moths, I trust. Yeah, might as well submit them all to the Admiralty at least once. Scrimshander. First-hand report from the depths of history, eh? Nothing too candid, I trust. Okay. Perfect. So, do we have anything we want to turn into either of them? Right. We've got the lamentable relics. We've got 3 moves in the great game, but I don't know if I want to submit that as such. So we can use that to convert any more somethings into vital intelligence. I forget what the name of the actual thing we convert is, but once we get 2 of them, we can use those to convert it. So actually, we don't even need that anymore because we now have 4D Mirror, which lets us convert it using Memories of Distant Shores and Z Stories, but definitely I could be doing that with Z Stories. So let's trade them both to the Diplomat here because she pays more. Diplomat takes no notes, only listens with utmost concentration, fingertips touching, eyes lightly closed. The payment is small but welcome. Okay. I think that is a perfect amount of that to trade in. So, let's go to our... There it is. Our study here. Because, yes... We can make an anatomical cabinet now that we have so many lamentable relics. It does require 1 supply. 7 Seekers, we got plenty of those, though. And then our lamentable relic. You've learned so much. Now create an object lesson that will guide you in the destruction of your enemies. And that'll increase our iron. A conversation piece. In the cheerier watches, the zailors gather around it and point out the scars, quirks, and deformities. Mugs of grog in hand, they will discuss the remains as art critics in a Vale Garden gallery might discuss competent paintings. Cool. Well, we've gained 7 iron from that, and we've got the anatomical cabinet. That's another thing we can cross off the Zong of the Z. We got 2 out of the 5 study things, options there, which is great. So we can't create another one here, it looks like, since we've already got the one. Let's check our hold. I think it actually sits in there. Yeah, so at the moment we've got 7 hearts, and I think I'll keep it that way, since we don't really need the iron. Okay, so that just swaps it off. Can we not leave this at home? I really want to just leave this at home. I don't want to have it taking up cargo space. Oh well. I guess we can trade it, should we find any locations to do it with. I suppose with the rest of our lamentable relics here, let's go and see, find the scholar. Yeah, because she pays 5 echo. Never mind, it's completely useless. A beaming smile. This would be so terribly wasted in an ossuary. She or he buffs the cranium with a sleeve. I think a climbing briar rose will suit this one rather well. A yellow rose, perhaps? Thank you so much. Let's keep this between ourselves. No way in heck are we going to trade 5 echo for a lamentable relic. No way in heck. Ah, an intriguing snippet. So, see, that's this. Can't do anything else with it. I haven't seen any other options, too. And since we have 2, let's see what she gives for it. I haven't seen that one before, that option. I might perhaps classify this as gossip, not data. Nevertheless, oh, zesty zesty. This one will do very well shared. Thank you. Your payment. Gain 50 echo. Okay, so that one is at least a decent-ish trade. I'll keep the other one, though, just in case we need it for anything. We have a lot of memories of distant shores. Might as well give one just to remember what it pays. Piquant piece of picaresque pilgrimage. Wells of emotion as the alarming scholar listens. Tears well in the depths of those shining, or is it blazing eyes? They overflow, splashing onto the desk blotter. Stop, he or she sobs. At last. This is too beautiful. Allow me to bring the macaw of memories. I wish each individual tone recalled. Only 10 echo for that. Okay. Well, dang, that's a shame. I thought the lamentable relics would be a little more useful. I thought they would sell for quite a bit more, but I guess that's not the case. Well, we do now have 7 of them to spare, and they don't take up any room in our cargo hold, so perhaps we can sell it somewhere? Not here. No. And I doubt we could sell them in any of the other locations. So let me check our undersea economy here. I want to find somewhere to sell off these lamentable relics, because I thought they would sell a lot more to the individual at the university, but she really did not want to buy them at any decent price. Not seeing them pop up in any of the other markets so far. They are kind of odd things to buy and sell. Perhaps they'll be sold or bought or used to buy in, let's see, was it Wither or Codex? I think it was Wither. No, it doesn't look like they will be. Those things are purchased and sold there for Tales of Terror, Z Stories, and Extraordinary Implications. They're specifically, they purchase that. Or they purchase for that, rather, so we would receive that. But I don't see Lamentable Relics anywhere else, which is a bit of a shame. I suppose if we ever need it for any interactions, we'll now have it. We'll have them spare. Oh well. I think we will pick up some more zailors, though. We are at 6, and if we lose 2 more, then we'd have to go at half speed all the way back. So let's see here. Could just go for the recruit. That would use up another day, but I think that would be okay. Just a traditional zailor? Might as well. Welcome to the crew. 7. 7's adequate. 7's okay. Leave it there. We could purchase the live specimen. We've got the echo to do it now, too. And that would... Let's see. Not that one. That would give our study the... Let's see here. Yes, that would give the study the Serene Aquarium. Unfortunately, we don't actually have enough secrets here to do that, so maybe we'll leave that for a different time. So I think we'll just stick our ship in dry dock and repair that up with a Admiralty's favor here. 24 Echo, and our ship is back at full. Perfectly adequate trade. So let's pull our ship out. Good enough for now. Your ship is in acceptable shape, thank you. Do we have anything more to do here? So we need to get some, let's see, where is it here? Some solace fruit for the folk at Igel, the first mate there. We need to get that to bribe him. We also need it for the brisk campaigner, who needs it for her strange, like, potion thing to stop her soul from catching fire. We can't get that here, it seems. A royal blue feather. Not sure where that one's come from. Could buy casks of mushroom wine. There have been a few places that have requested that, actually. Curious. Curious indeed. I think on our next voyage, we'll just set out... So yeah, let's plan what we're going to do first. So on our next voyage, we'll try to... I think we'll set out north and then across. We have not yet delivered the message from the Undercrow, from the nearly dead man to Hideaway. And we also now need to deliver a Scholar of Lost Causes to Hideaway as well. I think we'd swing a wide berth of this area anyway, though. I think what we'd do if we wanted to head out at all is that we'd head up to Hunter's Keep. We'd go chat with them. Hopefully their place hasn't burned down yet. We'd go to Venderbite, then straight across to Demu Island, and over to Antha, all of the stuff over here, because we're still looking for the Chapel of Light, which we know is somewhere in the north side of the map, though where exactly north, we're not sure. But presumably somewhere in this area. So I think we will head up that a ways. Since we are heading that way, let's get our wistful Deviless a nice little gift here. Let's see here. So I think our fuel is definitely sufficient for that journey. Supplies are so-so, but they'll do just fine. So we are sailing actually a little further out. Maybe we'll buy up to, say, 13? Yeah. Let's go grab a lovely gift of a crate of human souls for the Deviless. A little expensive, but, you know, spend on your friends. We'll grab a cask of mushroom wine. Just in case. That was because... shoot, I forget whose vaults. Maybe that was over in... place with all the bones. Why am I blanking on the name? Scrimshander. Maybe that was the archives there that you had to spend the wine and the dark drop coffee beans to get into. But I don't really want to return there because we do not have enough Z stories to escape for free again. I don't want to start chopping off me fingers. So, I think a single cask of mushroom wine is probably a safe bet. Everything else here, I think we're fine to have. Now, let's see here. Is there anything else we can do whilst we're here? Could trade out the rose market. Somebody's looking for solace fruit and centillic, neither of which we currently have, and I don't think I'd ever give solace fruit to you. I don't even know how much you'd spend on it. Probably not enough to make it worthwhile. Yeah, everything else pretty much done with. So we'll set off on one more journey. We're just going to hug the north side, go as far as we feel adequate, then maybe you go for a return trip. I think that'll be good. Let's go set off sail then. We'll keep our light off while we wait. Let's go visit the sisters over at Guider's Morn here. Or at Hunter's Keep, rather. Since we are so close to shore, we'll just keep the light off right now. Not gaining any terror anyway. There we go. All right, Hunter's Keep. Right, we still don't have the something awaits us, so we can't actually visit them. At least we can do the port report stuff. I don't think we will go and... I think if we selected that option, we would have just looked through the window anyway. So we'll just set off, and we will start turning the lamp on so as to not increase our terror here, since we're setting out to the Z proper. Okay. Reaching the tomb colonies. This is probably... Yep. Wipe that one out in one blow. There we go. All right. Anything for me? Another cask of mushroom wine. Lovely. How very nice of them to so politely volunteer that to us. Looks like there's a crab over there too, so we can hit that on our way out. I know we've got this place pretty well explored, but I wonder if there's anything underwater. No, seems not. I think that would tell us if there were cities under, or any harbors under the water. I think it has told us before. Alrighty, anything to do in Venderbite? We can explore. Get a glass of wine to reduce some terror here. See anything the Fierce Curator has for us? Nope. Go grab the port report. Pretty standard stuff. Oh, and we could actually pick up the touring tomb colonists. We have exactly as much supply as required for them. But... Wow, and there are a lot of ways to unlock this, evidently. Jeez. Yeah, but if we did that, we would, A, fill up our cargo space, and B, lose all and every single one of our supplies, so we're not going to do that. Let's go explore Venderbite, see if we come across anything here. Oh my. Disillusion. A tomb colonist hobbles towards you. I will not, she hissed fearlessly. I will not. Not for me, the sanatorium, nor the emergence. I lived and I will die. She draws a sword from her sash. You jump back. Tomb colonists, fearless and long experienced, are famed for their dueling skills. She raises the sword, flourishes it, and beheads herself with a triumphant cry. Her head bounces across the ground towards you. And we've gained some terror and another lamentable relic, which we have 8 of now. We did not need this encounter. We absolutely had no reason to get this encounter. Oh well. That's fine. Alright, I think we'll just set off. Nothing here to do except for potentially trading away a strange catch for supply. We need the strange catch, so we shall not do that. And let's get ourselves across to Demew Island here. It really wants us to read this letter here, but I'm not going to do it. Our fellow entrusted that securely to us, and I will deliver it to his... I believe it was... Who's hunting us? I see no one. Oh. A bat swarm. Okay. Sure, we'll take you on. That'll show them. Okay. Terror's at 42. We'll take him for supplies. Whoa, that's a big crab. We're not going to tangle with that. We're going to sail straight south. Though I guess we needed to hit Demew Island anyway. And that'll be the funging station, the Iron and Misery funging station on Demew Island. Looks like a ship down southwards that spotted us temporarily, but didn't seem to have any interest here. Alright, so we can either have tea with the affable factor. He'll give us some supplies, if I remember correctly. We can explore Demew Island, take on a volunteer. This I will actually do, maybe. I think I'll take the volunteer, because 8 crew would be a perfect range for us to have enough to spare, that if we lost any, it would be okay, but not too many as to eat through all of our supply. And we've got a fair amount of supply already. I'm more worried about our fuel as we start to go further out. I think we'll accept this volunteer here. One of the company's Bulligus fellers has negotiated an early release from her contract. It's the Sproutlings, she tells you, her face pleading. I keep picking them out of me porridge and me hair and me eyes. Take me away, I'm a good worker. Sure, we shall. Signing up, you pay the release fee to the factor, and your new sailor settles in. Zailor settles in. Ready to sail now? Yes, we are. Nothing else to do here other than picking up some food. We could do it on at risk of terror. No, I think it'll be okay. I think we'll be fine. Let's go and set ourselves out. That island's actually a lot darker than I remember it being. I swear there were more lights there before. Okay, now up to Antha. So Antha has fuel for a reasonable price. Pretty reasonable, just a little more expensive than Fallen London. Though, since we're going to Mount Palmerston right afterwards, I guess we won't get fuel there. It is also a location, though, where we can get ambiguous eeliths. Those are 30 echo each, and we need 2 of those for the tobacconist. Tobacconist? Yeah, I think the tobacconist. see, how far south are we? We need to hit a little bit more northward. We can also sell Centillic for 2. Oops. Whoa, back up. A little further. A little further. Keep backing. There we go. They can also sell Centillic for 1 Mutursalt, and I believe we can get the Mutursalt at Mount Palmerston, so we'll hit Mount Palmerston first, and then we will go to Antha on our way across. Is it Mutursalt we can get at Mount Palmerston? I suppose we're going there anyway, so we'll see. The false stars in the cavern roof are shifting. Lovely. Let's go see how it goes. Pigs. Someone sailor's eyes. It's always pigs. What's wrong with pigs? The bosun shakes a solemn head. Never ask about pigs at Z, he insists. Okay, well, we gained 1 terror. It's only pigs. Just notice being in a fog bank even with your light on increases terror in the red. You might already know it, but just in case. Yeah, I do know that. I just occasionally forget to turn it off there. We'll send out a Z-Bet, see if there's anything else that we're missing around here. Nope, nothing. Should we, as soon as we pull out of Palmerston, should we submerge and try to go under the water? It's very risky, but I want to travel underwater. I don't want to sit above the waves now that we have the ability to travel underwater. For I don't know. Okay, well, let's go up to the crater, say hi to the wistful Devilis. Time for a cup. So, do you happen to have a case of souls for me? No, I'm not going to eat them. We don't usually eat souls. I'm not clear how that story got around. I told you, I told you that I missed London. I miss hell. I'd like a keepsake. And all souls are ours by right. Yes, we do actually. Watchful and clinking, the Devilis lifts the lid of the crate. The light from the souls within illuminates her face. She stares at them for a long moment, and then tears begin to roll silently down her face. Thank you, she says. I've missed them so. One of her tears lands on the wood of the crate, which begins to smoke. Let me tell you something very special, she whispers in your ear. Her breath smells like hot stone. But you should go now. Thank you. Come back soon. So we gained a secret for that. Perfect. That is an adequate trade. Let's go and grab our port report here. And we don't have the Bale of Parabole Linen to get the Merciless Modiste. Perhaps we should eventually go for that at some point, but... not at the moment. We will buy our fuel here because it's nice and cheap. Ah, yes, and the ambiguous Aeolus we can purchase here. So they're purchasable for 35 echoes here. However, in Antha, the purchasable for 30 echoes. So I think we'll get them in Antha. I think that's the better option. Do we need Devil Bone dice for anything other than that trade in the Iron Republic? I can't seem to think of anything. Yeah, I can't seem to think of anything at the moment. I think we'll buy our fuel here up to... how many can we buy up to and still have room for more supplies? Because I do want to get some more supplies. I want to... So let's just see here. Buy up to 16. We've got 6 more spaces. Let's get up to... get up to, say... 20? Sure. 20. And we'll buy supplies up to max. And it turns out we were not able to get our Mutursalt here. Yeah, it was the Devil Bone dice, not the Mutursalt that we can get here. Suppose we should check that, but That's okay. For Antha, yeah, all we're getting there is the ambiguous eeliths. Oh shoot, we need 2 of them. What do we have in here? Could we sell any of this to Antha? We could sell supplies, I think, actually. No, those only sell for 5. Okay. Well, we'll go there. Hopefully we'll burn enough fuel to clear up 2 of our... Oh, and let's actually submerge. Burn enough fuel to actually get to our cargo space requirements. Hopefully we just don't get eaten. Whoa, that's cool. Hopefully don't get eaten on the way there. Whoa. Wow, what the heck is that? Is that something I can bump into? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so yeah, there's totally cool things over here. These are not people. This is huge. Bones lay scattered and gnawed on the Z-bed. Rib cages yawn open, breastbones shattered. Fragments of skull litter the sand like pearls. So we could either take a look at the bones, scavenge the bones, or gather up the bones. I think this will probably give fragments, maybe secrets or something like that. This will give us something. Yeah, not sure. I think I'm gonna try to go for the closer look because we don't have any cargo space if we pick up something of value. If that's more than echo. Nor do we have the ability to store the bones. So let's take a look here. Don your diving gear. Many of the bones are blackened with cannon fire. Others are scarred as though by swords or machetes. Scraps of tendon still cling, severed or cut to broken fibula. A row of skulls bear the round bullet holes between the eye sockets. Okay, so yeah, that did just give us fragments, and not very many of them at that. But that's okay. Well, that's neat. That's interesting. I'm gonna go and sail ourselves over to Antha. I'm so happy that it's lit up here. Was that something over here that I saw? No, it was like a rock or something. Well, shoot. Well, we're 1 space down. Ow. We'll dock in Antha and see if we can clear up some more space with one of our other items here. I don't really have anything I want to get rid of other than that mushroom wine. The casks of mushroom wine are not a huge thing for me to carry around. I kind of just wanted to carry them in case we ran across a situation where we could use them, but not sure if that's going to be the correct option here. Right, Antha is the location where the flowers are crystal, and people have become more and more crystal as they've spent time here. So we need Antha's sharpness of spleen in order to go visit Rosina here. We also don't have a preliminary visit here. Consider your own condition. Should you go sharp, or have you already taken on sharpness that you now regret? Oh, I don't know what that does. I really don't know what that does at all. We could sell our casket of sapphires here. I don't know if I really want to do that. Perhaps some fuel? Perhaps to use up our supply? I'm not wholly sure. Let's see here. Learning and rumor. Consult the woman with the cubicle eyes. Learn how to accept the blessings that Antha offers. Determine what is best for yourself and whose companionship you seek in the bubble caverns. A woman gives advice to new Anthians. Her eyes are cubes of salt. She speaks of going sharp as a numbness, as an awakening, as the loss of sensation in the beginning of insight. Some Anthians use other metaphors: clarity, dryness, regularity, and structure. Cultivate the capacity for sharpness. It isn't easy to go sharp as the Anthians do, but most who come here find themselves desiring the conditions sooner or later. Got a decent ability for that. We could cultivate the capacity for sharpness through chemical means. Old logbooks record a preparation of minerals and salts that help the body convert. It is untested. Go sharp in the spleen. Surrender your capacity for anger. Join the society of diplomats, saints, and cold-blooded tyrants. Interesting. We could go sharp in the liver, take on a proud indifference to toxins, fraternize with spies, assassins, and professional poisoners, and those who need to survive on strange diets. Let your lungs become a chamber of crystal, breathe less often and more purely, take on the companionship of divers, opera singers, coal miners, and producers of poisonous gas. Flourish in the groin, interesting. Diminish passion, promote hygiene, perfect performance, and dazzle any onlookers. Pursue the company of Anthas nuns, celibates, dancers, and brothel habitués. I think that's what that word is, how that word is pronounced. Undergo accumulation of the tongue. Give up soft speech and slow words. Come to know poets, court jesters, liars, and artists in the cipher. Mineralize your skeleton. Strength that cannot be seen is often the most praiseworthy. Walk among the laborers, the circus, strong women, the persons of iron will and unshakable integrity. Let your skin be clear as water and hard as armor. This is where the fighters are, and those who got too tired of their scars. Those who got tired of their scars, and the people too proud to hide anything about themselves. Or cut away all your sharpness. Return to something closer to your natural state. This will remove your sharpness and gain a wound. Your maximum sharpness will remain, so you can pursue different sharpnesses if you need be. Be careful, 3 wounds will kill you. Okay. So now that I've checked through the options here, it's nice to know that I can actually take these off. Wounds will kill me, but if I'm returning to Fallen London, I don't need to worry about that because I can sleep in my lodgings and remove 2 wounds at once. So maybe I will sharp my spleen. We kind of ignored this last time. And this is a requirement to talk to Rosina here. I think we'll go sharpen the spleen. Not 100% sure on it, but I want to see what it does. So let's surrender our capacity for anger. Join the society of diplomats, saints, and cold-blooded tyrants. The Venus Salon. Descend into the antechamber reserved for those who flourish at the spleen. The stone of the chamber is veined with red. Some members of the Venus Salon wear clothes that reveal the midriff so that one can see the telltale points of the crystal form under their skin. It is a party game here to take turns reading aloud offensive letters to the London newspapers and insulting missives from home, and to compete at not caring in the least. Your spleen is a hexagonal crystal. Interesting. Well, let's go visit Rosina then. She's both a healer and a patient, convalescing in an ice bath among the sharp spleen. The Antheans speak of her often. Ice crystals. The air gets chillier as you approach, and there are patches of frost on the walls. So, Rosina's chambers. The cavern is crowded. In the center of the in the center is a bathtub full of ice, in which sits a woman in an obvious state of illness. Several Antheans attend her, one with deft, clear fingers. Then there are a number of other people attending, who mostly talk among themselves, but sometimes turn to watch Rosina. So, we can either meet Rosina or depart without saying anything to her. Wow, that would be heartless. It is none of your concern whether she lives or dies? Jeez. Yeah, let's go meet her. She's seen you come in. Baked from within. Rosina is dying of animescence, the disease of the Elder Continent. Oh, this is the same disease that our campaigner has. Any passion speeds the disease. She must therefore lie very still in an ice bath and think of things that do not interest her. Going sharp in the spleen protects her against the passion of anger, but other passions are still a danger. For a long time she looked for a cure to the disease. Traditions ascribe healing features to certain poems, ointments, and postures of the body, but these only delay the gradual combustion. Wow. How interesting. Well, I'm going to talk to her some more. I want to see if she can help out our campaigner at all. Let's speak to her of her choices and what she requires. She tells you her story. For a long time, she looked for the cures of the body. I was certain the inhabitants of the Elder Continent would be able to correct what is wrong, she says. But if they know how, they refuse to say. Now I merely keep back the disease as long as I can, and seek cures of the sentiment instead. If I keep very calm, my symptoms subside. If you find anything in your travels, works of philosophy or guidance that might help me compose myself, please bring them to me. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like there's a lot of drowny things here. Wow, there are a lot of options. My goodness. So there's a few different drowny songs that we can sing. We can sing a counterpoint at extra length and subtlety, a love song, a hymn. We can give her a story from Low Barnett, a needle of Fortis. Don't know what that one is. Provide a dry lecture on the social stratification of visage. Interesting. And that actually we could do if we had presumably a port report. No, we actually have enough expertise, but we need an accumulation of the tongue. So we need to have our tongue do that. Read some romantic literature. Oh, if we wanted to, if we wanted to increase her transformation a little more there. You can read Anthean romance there. Or you can just double check what all the onlookers are for. Yeah, what the heck are they here for? That I will actually test. Carrion birds. You put your questions. Rosina glances over at the cluster of men and women. Her expression is blank. The emotion that ought to be there has been controlled or wiped away. There are certain idiotic sects, she says, people who want to suffer what I have. They follow me around hoping to be infected by my conflagration. You can get infected? My crew is in danger, evidently. Okay, well, we have a whole bunch of options here. The drowny songs, I believe, are from the escaped composer who wants us to go to Dahoot. I think he has a song that needs to be completed by somebody there. So, perhaps we'll be able to pick that up for him, or from him. Well, that's all we can do there. Let's leave the sick chambers, the staircase. The way up is steep. Upcut stone stairs. Sometimes it becomes a ladder rather than a staircase at all. After the first few flights, you can no longer hear the murmur of conversation in the sick room. Well, can we leave with our sharpness of spleen? I don't know what that actually does to us. Presumably... I assume it will be okay. This is the only place where we can remove sharpness. I wonder if we should do that before we leave or just leave it. I'm not sure if that's harmful in any way. Asked to seek and free a prisoner in Dahoot. So that is our request from the composer, the escaped composer. Well, I suppose let's set off. I'll just sit here. We'll just sit here and let our food tick up so that it'll use up that last bit of food. We can redock and purchase both the ambiguous eoliths. Assuming... there we go. There we go. We'll purchase both ambiguous eoliths. That way... Oh! They didn't cost any food at all. Oh, you're kidding. That didn't cost any cargo space at all. How absurd. Okay, well, at least we have it. probably leave it since I don't think your total sharpness goes down. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. Now, for our next steps, this is the furthest east that we've traveled on the very north edge of the map. So I think I'm going to surface. Yeah, I think I'm going to surface and just sail directly east. See what we can find over here. Perhaps we'll find that chapel that our sigil-ridden navigator was talking about. The Chapel of Light. So he did mention that it was somewhere in the north side of the map. But to do that first, we will have to surface. So, we are here. Let's go and sail north and east until we're about in line with Mount Palmerston. I think that would be an adequate, yeah, there we go, an adequate height to travel, because there's not too much north that it could evade us. Well, okay, there's a bit north that could evade us. We're not quite sure what's going on north, true north, but it is sort of high enough. No islands. Okay, that's all right. Ooh, there's a lifeberg. This must be the void's approach. The air crackles with frosty radiations. Oh, has it noticed us? Or we're in fog. All right. What did that say? To the north, the false stars fail in the darkness. Ooh, this is someplace new. Discovered the Chapel of Lights. Perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for. Okay, let's see what our sigil-ridden navigator has to say about this place. So, do you hear music? Chapel of Lights. Furtive faithful gather in the shadows between the many, many candles. A bell tolls in the chapel tower, cracked iron laughter. Beware, the aisle is full of voices. Ooh, that's creepy. Let's gather the report first. Gather intelligence. What occurs here between the darkness and the light? A smiling priest in a red cassock tends the chapel. The congregation are shy of light. They come and go in little ships, and it's strangely difficult to count them. Perhaps some of them are imaginary. Still, you notice the name of a ship or two. So, we could eat. A smiling priest unlocks the door of the storehouse for you. Here he says, eat, but take nothing away with you. That's totally fine. We could give our nightmare strength. Reduce nightmare strength, but also scar you permanently and increase your wounds by 1. Oh, heck no. Oh, and that has something to do with human cannibalism. Interesting. The well drinks color, the smiling priest whispers, the well drinks dreams, and the well is always thirsty. And there's our navigator's thing here. We could also, trade 3 ambiguous eoliths for an extraordinary implication. Interesting. So we won't do that, obviously, but extraordinary implications are kind of difficult to come by, so being able to get one as a trade is pretty nice. So we could also attend a service at the chapel. The great bell tolls. The few and ragged faithlings, what the heck? Faithful gather for St. Arthur's lesson. Bring your offerings. Ah, I see. Faithlings. Gotcha. But that takes up 5 supply, so we were not going to do that for sure. Let's just go help out our sigil-ridden navigator. He races towards the chapel. This is the place. Hark the bell. You give chase. Within, the air is heavy and hushed. A consultation in the chapel. You enter to see your navigator shaking a smiling priest by the collar. It led me here. Tell me what it means. Look at it. Look at it. The priest disentangles himself as politely as possible. I'm sure we can find a path to put you on, my friend. He examines the sigil with the professional air of a collector. But we'll need your help in return. Shoot, we can't help him out here. We need 2 live specimens, or we need to feed some crew. And we don't have the cannibalism fear here, so pay your price. Our stores are running low. If we cannot feed our congregation, our mission must end. Can you provide? The fresher, the better. Your navigator has nothing. He pleads for your help. We can't help you out yet, man. But I will note this down. So we need 2, what was it? Live specimens, right. We can get at least 1 in Fallen London for 500 Echo. It's quite the price, but... I'm sorry, we can't quite help you out yet. We will keep that in mind, though. Is this a trap? I want to eat because it'll reduce our hunger. We're almost at consuming our next supply. But I'm kind of afraid he's just going to shut the door with me inside and eat me. Kind of worried, but okay. Smiling Priest unlocks the door of the storehouse for you. Here he says, eat, but take nothing away with you. We'll risk it. Rich and red, they have shark steaks plucked from the sea. Thin slices of cavern tuna, translucent and delicate as paper. Little crimson cakes flavored with cinnamon and coated with poppy seeds. Tomatoes, impossibly ripe and sweet so far from the surface. Gorge yourself, leave with the juices dripping from your chin. Well, that was that. There's no shops to speak of here, though. Well, at least we know where it is. That is a definite benefit for us here. Shoot, now that we have the location of the Chapel of Lights all found out, do we still sail along the north here? You know, I titled this stream Reaching the Eastern Edge. I'm going to try to sail along the north side here until I find whatever's on the other side. And then we'll turn around, straight around, and sail right the way back. So let's get ourselves a-going. And we'll start using our Z-bats quite a bit. Avid Horizon is some distance to your northeast. So where does that? It's up here? Sure, I'll go and check that out. Avid Horizons, what is that? Whoa, is this the correct path north? We've tried to sail north before. No, okay, never mind. For a second, I thought this was a sailing location to the north, but it looks like it's just some sort of docking here. Whoa. Avid Horizon, this is the end. Two vast winged shapes guard a gate of something like resin, smooth but uneven. It is a deep gant, the color that remains when all their colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the crack between its valves. Approach and your breath freezes, falls tinkling in shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciless wind blows from everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dock lies empty. Whoa. Open the high gate. A curious miscellany gathered from all across the wide black sea. Your companion knows how to use these materials. Complete a certain matter in London to achieve this. Interesting. So we can look into the stars. Stars float in the mirrored night of the waves. Watch them a while. We can hear a story. The ice by the gate's edge, there was a whisper about a hunting quest and a final revenge, which we can apparently get a hunter's eye for. Where have we seen that before? Is that one of the shops? Yes, it was. Rosegate. Hunter's eye sells for 100 Echo. Interesting. I think the first thing we're going to do is gather some intelligence, such as there is to gather out here where nothing moves. The stillness is itself of interest to the Admiralty. It is not impossible someone foolish might attempt to open the gate. It is not inconceivable that it might open from the other side, and what then? Your journey here may attract the attention of a certain crimson patron. Return your port report to the Admiralty in London to unlock a new story. Ooh, so that must be who we have to interact with in order to find out how to open that door. That'll be a certain matter here. Do we risk looking into the stars? No. Let's check out the story first. So, the ice by the gate's edge, there was a whisper about a hunting quest and a final revenge. Behind the ice. Yes, this is what the rumors meant. A hunter frozen in the ice, hands contorted to claws, mouth agape. With her left hand, she had plucked her own eye from the socket. It lies very close to the surface of the ice. If the stories are true, there's a dark virtue in that eye. Take it, then. But perhaps you should put it in a jar. We now have a hunter's eye. Cool. That's creepy. That is not nice. We're not going to look into the stars. Our terror is only at 50 right now, but if it boosts it by a considerable amount, we won't make it over to the east side of the map here, which I want to do. So we're just going to set off sail here. Oh, wait, actually. Shop. Any frozen shops? No, nothing here. Okay, well, we'll set off. Wow, that is actually really pretty. So those are all stars actually being reflected in the surface of the water, the completely immobile surface. How fascinating. No islands, that's okay. We're still a little far north from the level that I want to tread at. Uh-oh. Okay. So. Oh, we can confront the nightmare. We've got a 1 in 3 chance of beating it. Can we switch out these guys? No? Okay. You will suffer considerable terror if we fail, though. Do I want to do this now? I just avoided. I just avoided my terror check there. Don't confront it, do it, of course. All right, one of each. Terror is really hard to reduce. Fuck it, do it. We could. We'd always get our nightmare back too, even if we avoid it here. And we have a much easier chance of avoiding it. I'm going to play it safe. We've spent so much time with this captain, I don't want to get mutinied and murdered all the way out here in the east. Even before we reach the east, like the far east, I want to get there. I'm going to avoid it. Or try to. Or not. Okay, hard to leave. The eye's attraction is magnetic, gravitic, compelling. You fall into a dreaming, eager reverie. To be known. To be known, the waking rescues you for now. Gained some terror. We've gained... No, we've lost the menace, though. We've lost our restful night, which we had one of. Even with that one, we failed. Wow. It looks like there's a big old island here. Frostfound. Okay, so this is where Frostfound is this. And Teneb is somewhere to the east here. So is Frostfound this up here? Or is that something else? Or is, maybe Teneb is the actual location of Frostfound. I can't remember what the port itself is called. So, hopefully this is a bridge, right? Discovered Sycamore Arch. Okay, yeah, we still know where that is. Please let me pass. Don't hit me. Okay, we're good. I couldn't tell if that was a that was something I could crash into or just, you know, casual thing. Oh, there's a lifeberg. We've also gone entirely around this place instead of sailing directly north to it. Okay, where the heck is this dock? Huh? What? The dock is at the center of the... It must be underwater then, I guess? But we sailed into it, or out of it. Well, we got transported here that one time. Surely. Color me confused. I guess... We'll sink down here? Yeah, what the heck? Teneb is underwater. Frostfound is to the right. Oh, okay. Discovered Stoddard's Haven. Ah, this must be the location. So Teneb is actually a different location. Right. Well, let's go dock up at Stoddard's Haven. And Tortoise, apparently, we discovered. All right. Well, Frostfound. Towers and ramps and galleys and stairs of ice, raised and spun like an architect's honey dream. No spider ever wove so complex a web. The towers are utterly pristine, untouched by human life, but a pitiable encampment squats by the dock. So, we can take tea with the squatters. We can ask them about it directly. Think that would be a bad idea since they avoid looking at it. We could enter it, but we need more mirrors and we need way less terror. Should not enter Frostfound without a good reason. Yeah, no kidding. I think the thing we'll make first is a port report. What are the squatters up to? Bickering amiably. Not all are Iremi or Withern. There's the odd researcher, an occasional deranged ice sculptor, and then a very cold, very sad rubbery man. But for the most part, an atmosphere of friendly rivalry reigns. Oh, that's nice. Let's go have some tea with them. Some of them wear the robes of Iremi riddle fishers. Some look like Withern folk, but even more ragged. But they do seem a little more practical than either of those peoples. A surprisingly warm welcome. We're keeping the steps for the game of truths, a helpful riddle fisher explains as she fills your cup for the third time. Every year, the people of Irem and Wither meet here for, she pauses, contests, she finished vaguely. The difference between a question and a riddle. One day, someone will prove themselves enough to enter the castle. You spend a pleasant few hours, and while the tea is supplemented with Iremi liqueurs, pale Withern beer, and something the riddle fisher describes blandly as snake cake. They offer you fuel and supplies before you leave. We keep enough to spare, the riddle fisher grins. From time to time, a captain gets lost and comes up here. And we always feel bad for them. Yeah, that was me at one point. Teneb is underwater. Frostfound's to the right. Or something. Oh, just guessing. Okay. I feel like Teneb is probably... Considering there's like a watery sort of bridge over here, I feel like that's Teneb's location. So no shops, but we did at least find Frostfound. Which, for some reason, we're not actually showing. But we are almost to the far east of the map. Whoa, what is this? Tortoise. Khan's Glory. Ah, we found the Khanate. Look at that. Discovered Abora's Gate. And discovered the House of Ancestors. So, Salt Steps. This is the domain of the new Khanate, whose ancestors came here long before London fell. Wow. That's very interesting. This is a big location. We've been searching for this for so long. Discovered Khan's Heart. There's the dock. Okay. You know what? Before we dock, I know we've been spending so long on this. We're not going to dock here yet. We will dock on the way back. We will. But I want to see the east of the map first. We're so close to it. Like, we are that far away from it. I want to see that before we check out the Khanate, because the Khanate is a big location. We've got lots of stuff to do there. Uh-oh. Not sure if the Khanate ships are friendly to me or not. There's one down to the south there. Whoa. What is that? A massive rib cage, it looks like? Are you kidding? Is that a monster? No. Okay, I think that was the ship down to our south. Whoa. Whoa, how big is this? Bright is somewhere to some distance to your northwest. What's that? There's another location here? Are you kidding? Wow, Frostfound has tons of places. So maybe you're right. Maybe there's like a underwater entrance to both of those locations and like a water bridge going across all of it. Tuzzler's channel. Something drifts face down. Maybe going to the Far East was a mistake here. Another Zeebee's corpse afloat. So much carrying, we approach the Chelinet. What does that mean? What? So that's the skull of that thing we were following. The gigantic skull. Oh my goodness, I'm kind of concerned. Maybe it was a bad idea coming over to the Far East. I'm so... Okay, the map has stopped moving. We're going to call that good. God, that giant graveyard of like a huge sea beast. That is terrifying. This is the pillared sea where Irem will lie, has lied. Lies, has always lain. Okay. Oh. Well. Zailors, the rail call softly. Something swims beneath the ship. I saw it looking up at us, one says, his voice a tremble. Let's go catch the bloody thing. We've got 96% chance with our iron current. What is it? It comes dripping from the sea, sleek as a seal, but its eyes are faceted. One Zailor covers his eyes. I swear he says afterwards, I heard it scream like a woman. We've got a strange catch. Come on, I caught that thing alive. Well, we got two strange catches. I feel like we needed two for something. I'm not sure. I know the brisk campaigner needs one. I think it was two live specimens that I needed for the sigil-ridden navigator. Well, at least we've got it. All right, I want to find Irem, because that is one of the major locations that we have not yet seen, that we need to, because... Whoa, there's like red petally stuff. Wow, what is that? So that must be Irem then. Oh, we'll go catch another one. Cool. Same sort of deal. So I guess this is where the Zeebeasts lie. Kind of where we can find them. Carlisle's Haven. That's a big... something? Snake? Okay, we'll dock at Irem first. None have ever spoken truthfully of this place. Curious. Irem, the pillared city. She will rise from the sea and the ice like dawn. She will be garlanded with red and decked with gold. The seven serpent will always will watch you longingly from its high pedestal. You will always arrive as a stranger, but when you leave, some part of you will always remain. Interesting. So if we had a sack of dark drop coffee beans, we could rest at the House of the Amber Sky. Rest, traveler, our waters are warm, our cushions are petal soft. Lay your head here. You will be healed, or better yet, you will be renewed. Oh, we have lamentable relics to sacrifice. Plenty of them as well. Trade a lamentable relic for 2 moves in the great game? Sure, that's a stellar place to search, to do. Stellar thing to do here, yes. So, first things first, we will compile a port report here. You will record what you will have seen. No, you will record what you will have seen. Wow. Okay, this place messes with time. A conundrum. When you will sit down to write the report, you will recall that it was written already. Who wrote it? The report records that it was already written when it was found. Who found it? The report describes another report which will indicate the name of the finder. Whereas the other report, there is a footnote which describes when you will record its location. When will that be? When all is well and all manner of things is well. Great, another location to mess with time, just like the Iron Republic. At least this one seems nicer. It's bathed in rose petals and, you know, gives us some rest or something if we have some coffee beans. To Irem and back, and what we did there before we arrived. Yeah, basically. Wow, that's weird. Okay, well, let's help Maybe's daughter search for her mother here. She's known to visit I think she must have come here when I was conceived. Oh my. It's close to dreams. She will inhale a gulp of air, eyes half closed. I love it. I love this. It's like coming home. A high risk challenge? Oh, right, no, because it's just slowly counting up. Well, let's go check out Irem. Nothing. She will be here. The daughter shakes her head. Damn it. Is that what I meant? This place is confusing. Her gaze takes in the towers of ice and basalt, the roses blooming in the warm snow, the riddle fishers gossiping with figments, the glimmer in the east. It's all right, though, isn't it? Well, did I get anything from it? Fragments. Okay. Not as beneficial as some of the other locations, but that's all right. And I think last thing to do here, only thing last to do. Oh, wow. Okay, there's lots of shops that I have to record as well. But last thing I can do with the story tab, sacrifice a lamentable relic. You will break the ice on a wide pool. You will toss the relic in. Life lived. When the waves settle, you will see falling snow and black bark. You will see two men standing in wintry woods. The younger will prove himself to the older. Others have done so before, others will do so after. The vision will change. The old man will sip coffee on a sunlit street. He will write an order. He will send a pawn below to London. Interesting. Well, it's time for writing. Oh, element of dawn. Interesting. So this has to do with the dawn machine, it looks like. If we had 50 fuel, we could sell it for a captivating treasure. Wow, we can buy everything here. Apparently secrets cost lots of echo for some reason. Curious. Oh, curious indeed. Let's start writing. This is going to take up a whole page, basically, all by its lonesome. So, in Irem, can get a... Irem is a really good port. Yeah, it's fantastic. There's so many options and stuff to get here. Oh, we can get a Sooth and Cooper long box. It does cost us not a secret, 3 secrets, which we don't have very many of. Interesting. Okay, so a sack of coffee, or no, of dark drop coffee beans. Sells for 1 parabola linen. Take coffee next time. The House of the Amber Sky is amazing. Ah, perfect. A House of the Amber Sky. Oh, right, the location that I need coffee for. Of course. A Phantasmal Encounter. 1890X Captain. Captain Blank. Interesting. Apparently, if we find that, we can sell it here. But 1890 something is in the future. Interesting. Phantasmal. 1890 blank. Sells for 2 secrets. I will say that for the next undetermined amount of time, I'm going to be just writing down all of the trades here. It's going to take me a while. So if you've got something to do, now is the time to do it. A mountain shared. Right, that is something that you get from Port Carnelian, I believe. Sells for 20 parabola linen. Lamentable relics. We can purchase them for secrets. Sadly, we can't sell them for anything, it seems. I was using the stream to put off doing my work. Ah, well. I'm working and lurking. Do whatever. Seems I'm just some background audio for you guys. That's totally fine, though. I'm happy that you guys are tuning in the first place. Looks like that is purchased for 1 secret and sells for nothing. An ambiguous Eelith, same deal. One secret. A watchful curio. Never seen that one before. How many secrets do I currently have? Only 7. So I don't think I'll be buying anything here at the moment. A Sooth and Cooper long box. Could get that here. To get into Station 3. That is for not 1, but 3 secrets. Same with an empty mirror catch box. And Judgment's egg. Is this a soul? It's pale and bright. Souls like this, they say, are the spores of strange gods. Interesting. That is 10 whole secrets. Jeez. And finally, a pail of parabola linen, which sells for fragments. Nice. Or a bale of parabola linen. That's the one. Okay, next shop. Captivating treasure. Sadly, cannot be bought. Can only be sold. Though if we ever do find one, 50 fuel, that is so much. Buys for fragments. Right, yeah, right. My mouth said buy, my mouth said sell, my brain said buy. So I wrote that down correctly at least. Nope, not purchased there. I'm frazzled today. No worries. I too am frazzled. I've been lisping and stuttering and getting words wrong all over the place today. Don't trust me to read the script I've got here. The script, for explanation's sake, is the, whatever pops up in this area. I am not, in fact, just playing off of a corporate script to get you to play this game. I'm actually enjoying it all by myself. No payment involved. I paid that. Those for 50 fuel. I've actually used that captivating treasure fuel trade. I don't have that much cargo space. I wouldn't be able to get that much fuel if I wanted to at the moment. An element of dawn. If we ever get further in that Grand Geode thing, I don't trust him at all, so I don't really want to. But if we ever did, I guess we'd be able to trade out the pieces for supplies here. And now to the normal echo trade. So, fuel. Can buy at... I kind of expected that to be cheaper. 20 echoes. It's the same sale price as normal. We can buy... Oh, we can buy strange catches. That's nice. You do buy for 25 echo, so if we ever need them for something else, that'll be nice. Life changes when you get a merchant, frigate, or dreadnought. Yeah, I really want to upgrade my ship, but it's so much echo. I've got to find a good trade route and maybe just do that back and forth one day. And lastly, on this page, supplies for 30 echo. So for the standard goods, it seems as though they just pay standard prices here as well. Oh boy, okay. So you can get just about everything you want here. Do I even have enough lines to record this down here? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 lines. Or one short. Consart coffee to Irem for linen, then down to London is the best in default route. Ooh, that sounds... Let's see, so... Coffee for parabola linen, so 1 to 1. And parabola linen... Oh, let's check previous sale prices here. Parabola linen is... $60 echoes per for sale. So depending on the price that we spend on coffee beans in Khan's Heart, then we could make quite a killing off of that. I think coffee beans most places have been somewhere in the 30s, so that'd be basically 50% margin or 100% margin on that. Pretty good. Provided you aren't doing something dangerous like red light or red honey or sunlight smuggling. Yeah, we haven't had that yet though. It seems this location gives us a mirror catch box, so if we did want to do that, I guess that'd be where we get started here. It's 40 at Khan's Heart for coffee. Okay, so that's a 20 echo per profit per thing. That's fantastic. That'd be great. I'll have to do that sometime. Addressing, though, our issue with the lack of space, I do have some space over to the left of the area. So, we're going to keep going on IRM with this last page here. Wind come calling, tales and tales and tales. So, a dread surmise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side. Just enough. A dread surmise. Is sold for, what the heck is that? 10 searing enigmas. Wow. If I ever find a dread surmise, I know where to take it. It's a little cheaper in the south at 38, but the extra distance make you earn less profit due to the supply fuel cost. Yeah, that does make sense. Considering these locations are so close in this game, I don't know if they're always this close. Then it is... it would be a good trade. Iron Republic House of Pleasures sells Dread Surmise for 9 searing enigmas. Oh, okay. So... we could actually make a profit here, is what I'm hearing. If we picked up a Dread Surmise there, sailed it over to here, and sold it for 10 Searing Enigmas, we'd make 1 Searing Enigma profit. Essentially, yeah, just a profit there. If for free, I suppose, if we just happened upon a Dread Surmise all out in its lonesome. But it's nice to know that we could buy these kind of difficult to get things. Usually they just come passively, but it's nice to know we can get them. So, Tales of Terror. Can buy at 2. What is this? Memories of Distant Shores? Yeah. And then Memories of Distant Shores. You can buy for 2 Visions of the Surface. Yep. Or you get 9 enigmas and make 1, then get 10 enigmas from it. Do that 6 more times and end up with 2 surmise instead of 1. And keep trading back and forth. Ah, yeah. I know that the Iron Republic market changes. I still haven't picked up on how exactly it changes, though. I assume that at some point I will realize how it does that. No, that is something that we can definitely get going. Let's see here. A Memory of Distant Shores we've already noted down, so Visions of the Surface. 2 Z stories. Just purchase that. My 2 and my Z look identical. I need to change that. One needs to be pointier. There we go. Z. Very pointy. The Iron Republic. I know how it works, but it doesn't always play nice. Yeah, it's been kind of up and down. Occasionally, I love I think it's the Market of Hungers. Is my favorite one, where you just can get food way cheaper anywhere else than I've found it, but it only pops up occasionally. But it is very nice when it does. I could just fill up there instead of having to go there for fuel and then to Port Carnelian. But usually I head down that way if I'm heading somewhere along the south border anyway. But now that we've got the Visions of the Surface, Z stories, are purchased for 2 Tales of Terror. And I'm actually going to get some of those. Yeah, I'm going to buy 5. Because I know that I need that much to get out of, I think it's Scrimshander. Because there's a price to be paid if you do that. If you're awake for my stream later tonight, I'd be glad to go over the Iron Republic. We'll see. We'll see if I'm doing anything then. I will see if I can tune in there. Let's see. A Searing Enigma. So, wow, that's kind of expensive, though they are pretty useful in and of themselves. Costs 5 Extraordinary Implication. And sells for 3. Because it's not that difficult, but not very obvious. From what I can tell, I think it's just the passage, and this is just me spitballing from what I've experienced with it. I think the Iron Republic just changes the markets after like a certain period of time. I assume that's how that changes around. I don't know the exact time interval though, so I get worried every time I sail there. I'm like, is it going to be this, or have I already lost that passage? But it's not too terrible if I show up there and it doesn't have exactly what I want. I'm never really banking on it being there. It's just a nice bonus to have if I sail in and I'm like, oh, I can get both fuel and supply there. So it's just that little extra bit. And let's see, Extraordinary. Implications. And this is just purchased for Echo. Purchased and sold, I guess, for Echo. Yeah, it's all about knowing the days. Okay, so I was correct there. Excellent. And last but not least, Secrets. Also for Echo. Very, very expensive for some reason to purchase. Being able to rotate them effectively is useful, if difficult to do. Yeah, I can definitely see if you knew exactly when a certain market would be open, you could absolutely make a killing, because all of their prices are really, really competitive. Like, I don't think any of them have been worse than anything else I've seen on the on the Sunless Sea anywhere else, but that's great. Like, if you tell me what your Iron Republic day is, I can tell you what shop is open next. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Let's check that out. So I assume that would be in here somewhere. Not quite. Perhaps objectives. And no sure clue here. Iron Republic, 15. Oh, interesting. Okay, time passes very strangely in the Iron Republic. Very, very strangely indeed. But, interesting. Using the House of Harvests and the House of Harms effectively, you can buy 15 supplies for 15 echoes and turn them into 29 crates of human souls. Wow. Said 14? No, 15. It is apparently day 15 in the Iron Republic. And I finally managed to write down all of the trades in IREM. So now we can actually get back to doing interesting things for the stream. House of Harms, I think. Okay. Well, that's good to know. We're all done here. I don't think we'll buy anything else. Yeah, I don't think we shall. We'll finally, though, head over to Khan's Glory over here. I wonder if we'll find any more strange catches on the way. Discovered Nablus's Reef. You take devil bone dice or ivory there, you can get a bunch of lamentable relics. Well, I've got a bunch of lamentable relics on me right now. I have no use for them whatsoever, though, as far as I know. So I'll need to find someplace I can offload them. I think I've got like 7 now, and I sold 1 to the university who gave me like 5 echoes. Not a great amount of echo for it. So I need to find somewhere I can turn them into something more valuable or useful. Okay, Chelinit music? You gotta calm down there, buddy. You are way too creepy for your own good here. Whoa, what am I being chased down by? A ship. Oh, a trireme? That's probably got a lot. I don't see your health bar. Ooh, how much do you have? 210. Okay. Not the worst it could have. I thought with that, like, with that bulk of ship, I thought it'd be screwed, but... Ah! Don't hit me, don't hit me. Oh! I don't know if those actually track, if I could dodge them or not. Because that was definitely a max range shot right there. Alrighty. We are in Khan's Glory now, though. Perfect. Let's go dark ourselves here. You buy crates of souls in the House of Harms for 11 lamentable relics. Or supplies for lamentable relics. It's a good trade. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good if we can get supplies for them. That would be great. But we finally reached Khan's Glory with this creepy, creepy music, which I assume is from the Chelinit. Why couldn't it be the Khan's Glory music? That sounded cool from the little snippet of it I got before. Oh, well. Anyway, Khan's Glory, a place of stately isolation. So, we've got quite a few things to do here. Khan's Glory, here are the palaces of the Khan and his court, each a fortress to itself. Sleek lords and ladies in belted robes breakfast on balconies. An unlikely antelope peeks at you from a park. Guns rotate easily on motorized gimbals. I'm sorry, what? An antelope? Like a cognizant antelope? One with consciousness? Because there are tigers in Port Carnelian, or is it just like an antelope just chilling there? I don't know. I wonder. Ah, there's the Khanate music. There it is. There's the jam. The House of Harms deals exclusively in lamentable relics. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So it looks like we've got to offer gifts in order to trade or even talk to the different Khans here. Require sacks of dark drop coffee beans. To get in there, we need favors here. Leopard's condescension. So I guess okay, so the clan of Leopard grants trade licenses to foreigners. Interesting. So we'll need those dark drop coffee beans the next time we come over here in order to actually get access here to the Nefrit quarter. Gives access to the Nefrit quarter in Khan's Heart to the south, allowing you to sell your goods there. Oh, so this is actually a different location. There's a different Khan's Heart? Maybe I'm interpreting that incorrectly. I don't know. Oh, we'll see though. Offer a gift to the Tiamen. This clan is named for the sizable and ferocious fish of the surface. They have a fondness for drowning pearls or some secret clan ritual. So we need drowning pearls there. We can plead our case with the Tiamen. The Tiamen clan has long controlled the white and golds, the loyalty service who watch Coganians and foreigners alike. If they're convinced your intentions are good, they may be lenient. If your suspicion has risen too high, this will reduce it, which we unlocked with some favors there. It's 5 coffee per 1 leopard favor, and you need 5 favor. Ah, okay, I see. So we'll just need that 1 favor to open this up. We can ask the leopards to the leopard contacts to intercede with the Tiamen. If your Coganian suspicion has risen too high, the Tiamen can help. The leopard may induce them to do so. Interesting. Ask your Tiamen contacts to intercede with the leopard. The leopard's favor is essential for gaining access to the Khanate trade. So we're actually kind of pitting all the houses against each other to get the trades going. But I think... Oh, shoot, we don't even have access here, because we have a few... Let's see here. We have a few things we have to do with the Khanate, because we don't have access here. We won't be able to do any of them unless we get in. So let's see. We've got to talk about maybe's daughter. We've got to do stuff for Rack. We've got to send some Khanate people over there. We've got some romantic literature we need to acquire from the Khanate here. 7 of them, to be precise. And that looks to be that here. If you have cheap drowning pearls, you can also use a bunch to get leopard's favor from the Tiamen. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of political manipulation happening here. I wonder if I can introduce my spy in some way. I assume that is what this is about. I'll cruise past the clan palaces. I don't know what that means. Am I sneaking into the city? Sort of unrelated, but didn't one of those one of the underwater places say they were going to try and attack Khan ships? Yeah, so that's what we're here to do. We're actually here to send one of the Khanate ships over in that direction. Hopefully they won't notice that it was us. Maybe. Hopefully not. We'll show up with a bunch of coffee back. You know, I guess we'll talk to this guy first. A servant of the Tiamen is missing. His loss is a danger. Take a meeting concerning the matter of no importance. That sounds like a matter of great importance. Though there was the agreement of nothing at all or something like that. The agreement to not go under the water. So I suppose we'll go see what this has to do with that. There is a place one doesn't speak of. Officially a former servant of the Tiamen, who did not engage in the gathering of strategic information, did not disappear to the Untersee port of Antha, which officially does not exist. At length you hear what this servant did not look like and strict prohibitions against pursuing him. Officially, no one Khan's glory would have any interest or be at all inclined to reward you with money and connections if you were to go to Antha. They would not care for a report of his situation or any information he may be unable to bring home. Ah, I see. So, let's see. Tiamen, I guess we'll put down as the contractor for our current quest here. Wants us to go to Antha to meet with the servant there. So that's another thing we get to do. Let's go sail. Let's go cruise past the clan palaces. We have basically 100% chance of doing it. I swear to God, if this fails. But I don't even know what this is doing. Are we just taking a nice little boat ride down the river? Who knows? Let's go see what we can do though. Strength and brilliance. Light blazes from every gate and window. You glimpse guards in gleaming uniforms, subterranean gardens of mauve and purple, hanging ornaments of scaled carnelian and jade, statues of warrior Khans past. The water is dark and calm. The sentries watch you with calm distrust. Hey, we succeeded. We lost 2 terror, gained a memory of distant shores. Uh-oh, but the white and golds are now watching us. My bad. We just wanted to look at your very pretty location here. Okay. Well, we need to go grab... We'll actually note this down as well, in fact. So we need to go grab some sacks of dark drop coffee. In order to get access here to the Khanate. Khan's heart. Or no, this is Khan's glory. Is it? Where the heck are we? Hold on here. Be somewhere up here. No. Okay, where the heck are we? Khan's glory. Okay. So Khan's heart is actually a different location. Now you said you shouldn't go to Anthe. Didn't you read it? Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm definitely not going to go to Anthe and look for this servant of the Khan's heart who definitely isn't there and definitely not researching anything for the Tiaman. Yes, we need that to gain access to anything. And then I suppose we can also list down the drowning pearls here to get a gift from the Tiaman. Okay, well, I guess that's kind of all we can do right now until we have that, coffee. Stream time, we are over, actually, already, so I think we will just sail back home here. This is a bridge, right? Surely this is a bridge. Don't bump into it. Oh, okay, we're good. I was so concerned. That is a live ship. That's not docked. Our Terra is only at 61. I'm amazed that our Terra is only at 61, considering how far out we've gone and how many strange things we've we've found on the way. Ooh, what is that? Can I... A rat barge. I've got no quarrels with the rats at the moment. Are they going to have a quarrel with me? Yes, they will. Well, sure. We'll take a fight. Oh, he takes a fight back, though. What? Are you kidding? I have no quarrels with the rats at the moment, but if they want to fight with me, so be it. I will circle your butt and fire into your rear here, lest you wish to surrender to me. Beep boop. Okay, there they go. You've destroyed a rat barge. The ship is yours. What will you do with her? Yep, we'll just go take her. All our stuff. Some spider silk. Okay, well, that's nice. Oh, fuel's a little low. Okay. Shoot, I hadn't kept that in mind at all. So, of the locations that are near to us... The fight just looked like two dogs circling each other and sniffing each other's butts. Yeah, sniffing, but with, you know, explosions and cannons. Basically the same thing. So, Chapel of Light is close, but they didn't have anything to sell. Anthe is both close, and we actually need to go there. They have fuel for 12 Echo, so I think that's the option we're going to take here. We'll sail up north towards them. Yeah, that's our best option here, methinks. And we should have enough fuel to make it to Anthe. It's not that far away. Oops. No, don't repair. Don't repair. Cancel. Cancel. How do I cancel you? Ah! Oh my god, how do I cancel? Oh, okay, there we go. I thought it was about to use up all of my supply, just repairing very poorly. I hate that that's even an option. It repairs so inefficiently per supply. I think I gained like 5 hull 5 hull for the 3 supply, or for the supply that it took. Discovered Garrick's scalpel. Can you go to the settings and remove the hotkey? I mean, I could, but that's, you know, it's a bit too much work for me. It's not that terrible. And now I know how to cancel it. You just hit the button again, as far as I could tell. So I was kind of just smashing all the buttons to see what would stick, but it's like 5 seconds. Yes, it's 5 seconds too much. All right, is this anther that I'm coming up on here? I don't want to go under the sea because under the sea is spooky. But I also need to submerge to get to anther. Here it is. Okay. So once I clear these rocks, I think I should be able to submerge. Really? Okay, there we go. Alrighty, Antha. Do you have any people that definitely don't work for the Khanate? Maybe? Hmm? Oh yeah. How are we gonna find her or find him? Maybe it's in Rosina's chambers here. No, that's not it. I guess we gotta go sharper. Well, if you're in a spot where you can get cheap or free supplies and need to repair a bit, it's actually a good option. Yeah, that's true, but typically, I guess the only place you can buy, like just straight up buy repairs for a decent price is Fallen London. And I guess if you got Pigmote Isle to a high enough civilization level, maybe there. I guess you do have just have to trade straight supply for repairs. So okay. So I'm worried about this because it's I don't know if I want to go sharp just as of yet. It hasn't seemed to do anything poor so far, but I've also only done the sharpness of the spleen. You can get 8 to 11 supplies at Aestival at the risk of losing crew. Not sure where Aestival is, but I'll have to keep that in mind. Shoot, do I go sharp? One more sharpness shouldn't hurt, right? Let's give it a try. You're kidding. I struggled in the dark. You struggled to right your mind. Instead, you give yourself nightmares of body parts that grow brittle and snap off. Oh, we've gained ourselves terror as well. Okay, we'll do it once more, and if we fail, then we'll leave. This is a 73% chance. I can't believe I failed. There we go. Nights of meditation. The environment is a help, but you must also prepare your mind and your will. Going sharp means giving up many sensations. We can now take on a single sharpness more. Or not? Why can I not take on some more sharpness? Perhaps it costs more than one sharpness. Not sure here. Because I can't go anywhere else except for these 2 locations. I guess we'll have to figure it out. We've got another capacity for sharpness, supposedly. But maybe we have to do something more. At the very least, we'll just buy up some more fuel here. Enough to get ourselves back. Say 6? Should be good enough to get us back to Fallen London, right? We're not We're not terribly far out. Ooh, maybe more. Okay, maybe more than 6. Let's get 8, just to be safe. And I think we'll buy another ambiguous Eolith. Or 3. Because there was something that required 3 and we didn't have it. Can't recall exactly what it was, but we do know that we need 2 for the crotchety tobacconist here. So I think we'll buy more. We'll buy 3 more. These don't take up any cargo space, so we're pretty set in terms of that at least. Let's just get ourselves. Should we surface? Nah, let's head down here for a little while. Oh my god, it's so creepy. Never mind, I've already made a terrible mistake. Let's surface. Chapel of Lights, trade 3 Eoliths for an implication. Ah, totally right. Absolutely right there. That's exactly what that was. Well, let's go sail ourselves on back home. So, we've crossed an invisible line. Still not exactly sure what that means. I guess it's just a location. Maybe that has something to do with underwater stuff. 1 year at Z. Oh, I've made it a year. Hey, congratulations, me. We've actually had a captain survive this long. I've been getting really attached to this captain. It's sort of bad though, because if I uh-oh. Back up, back up, back up. Turn. I do not want to fight this guy. Lights off and book it around here. Don't explode engines, please. Okay, we're good. You're kidding. He can see me through the rock? That's cheating. Okay, there we go. We're fine. Wait until you reach 10 years? Oh boy, I can't even imagine. Okay. Do we have any reason to go back to Venderbite? I feel like there was one. Maybe I didn't talk about it, but I feel like I had something in my head for why I should go back to Venderbite. I'm not completely sure. I didn't pick up any new quests to go to Venderbite. Yeah, I am not 100% sure. Oh well. That is totally fine. Still have to investigate Tanashuk, whatever is underwater here. Aha, a crab. Come here, you. I'm going to hit you with explosives. Oh. Aw, buddy, come on. Stop jumping into the sea. We're gonna go try and pick him up. Ah. So many people stripping their clothes off and diving into the empty ocean. Got a color to drop off or something? Ooh, I might. I'm gonna pick this thing up for supplies. Sweet. Oh, that's the ship's horn. That's not the correct button. The hold. Do we have any colors in here? I think I might have come across something that was a color. No, right. I know exactly what it was. I came across... Shoot. Violent ink. Yeah. Violent ink. So I came across the sale possibility for it. And I was like, okay, if I ever find violent ink, I'm not going to take it here. I'm going to go to Venderbite, and I'm going to go trade it away there. But I don't think I actually found anything here that I can give to him. Oops. That is not what I intended here. Some Z-bats? Sure, let's go blow them away. Well, actually, there's no particular need to. Oh, now there is. Terror reduction or food? Food. We're about to get terror reduction anyway because of Fallen London. I don't think we actually need something awaits us in Fallen London. I'm pretty sure we just get a free day, and that's what they use in Fallen London to determine if you have the ability to do stuff here. So who should we talk to here? Cynthia gives you extra food, and she is salt. Phoebe is storm. Lucy is stone. I can't remember. Ah, well, we'll get some extra supplies. Terror, Tale of Terror, supplies, hunger, and iron. Okay. Yep, and she's still talking about the axe murderer. Wait a minute. Is she talking about like the Friday the 13th movies? Hold up. Blood on scented water. No, it's probably, I don't know. If you have a submariner, one of the best trades you can do is probably a candle from Khan's heart to the Gant pole, or a star shell, and do Khan's shadow to sell that for 500. How interesting. Depends how far those two ports are. Yeah, I haven't seen the Gant pole. Haven't seen that yet, and I also haven't found Khan's shadow. So we have yet to find those. Well, we finally had lunch with another of the lovely sisters before they disappeared and their house caught fire. Still waiting for that to happen. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe it won't happen this time, considering the whole cannibalism thing on Mutton Isle didn't happen either. Or Mutton Island, I think. We are almost home. And just enough fuel to do so, too. We would have made it back with a little bit more, but we had to burn some fuel to escape that ship. Okay, well, let's go drop off all our port reports. First things first. Hunter's Keep, yep, everything's good. Same thing with Mount Palmerston. Vanderbite, still basic. Ah, Chapel of Lights, that's something new. There's something about the Untersee that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of Southwark out for a good bit of Christian shouting. Avid Horizon. I hope you intend to tell me that everything is quiet there. What was the Avid Horizon? Oh, right, the location up in the north where everything was frozen. A visit from Mr. Sachs Midnight? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I spent a little time before I played this. I heard that the web game, I think the web game is just called Fallen London. I spent a little time with that, and I had no idea how anything worked there, and I still don't. It takes too much time to like recharge your energy meter or whatever it is. But Mr. Sachs, I'm pretty sure was the Christmas event from when I was looking at that. And that gives you a time estimate of how long ago I was looking at that. I'm pretty sure he was the indication of a Christmas event. But that's interesting to know. I guess he shows up here too. Is it Christmas? Oh, it is Christmas. Wow, that's neat. Okay, so it actually changes the stuff based on... Oh, that's so cool. I didn't expect that to happen. I thought that was to do with Avid, wherever it was, the frozen place that we just turned in. I thought that had to do with that, but apparently it didn't. That's neat. Okay, Frost found. Is it as beautiful as they say? I doubt it. Poets are notorious liars, but liars make bad poets. A paradox, isn't it? Never mind your report. Irem. Oh God, what tense is it written in? Oh God, just read it to my colleague here. They'll give you your fee. I'll be over there when you're done. Yeah, it seems like Captain or the Admiral is not particularly fond of the strange temporal sense that comes from Irem. You've been to Dubuque's Gate? Yes, I have. And Antha, are you half stoned by now? Are you half stoned by now? No. Are you half stoned now by any chance? I transpose those. Sort of. Don't look at me too closely. I'm not sure if you're gonna kill me if you do. Sweet. Yeah. That's all of that delivered. A visit from Mr. Sachs. Let's go check out here. Midnight. A presence dominates your lodgings. Its fur-trimmed robe is the red of blood on snow. Over your chair hangs a familiar brown sack, bulging with offerings. Londoners give generously to the crimson beast of winter anything to be rid of it. The figure stares into the fireplace, smelling of soft musk and harsh ammonia. I require a sturdy vessel and a captain. Yours comes recommended. You will suffice. Mr. Sachs takes my service, an ancient contract, words not to be spoken lightly. You may wish to wait until you've explored the main trading ports around London before doing this. Or we can tell him to leave. I'd say we have the main trading ports around London pretty well mapped out, so we'll go and do that. We'll accept this option, and we'll do that the next time that we head off. A deal is struck. The beast withdraws its hand from the fireplace, examining it. Packed lacra, neath snow, it disappears back into the incarnadine robe. 3 deliveries by your release. Do not tarry. You have much to lose. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's terrifying. That's like, it's such an imposing version of Santa, but like, not horror-esque imposing. It's just like eldritch being imposing, which I guess makes sense considering, you know, Sunless Sea and all that. Everything here pretty eldritch. We'll go grab some news here. Let's see. Don't have enough for a Z-side mansion yet. I doubt we will for a long, long time. Can we do anything in our study here? Doesn't look like it. Well, we're now in the service of Mr. Sachs. We've got some more moves in the Great Game to turn in. Do we have anything we can convert into something better there? I don't think we do. Ah, well, that's okay. We can at least sell this spider silk that we picked up somewhere. I think we picked that up from one of the ships that we blew apart. So let's do that. Yes, lovely. Do we do that with the frickin' of prisoners, honey? No, I think we can keep that around. Dark drop coffee beans are quite expensive here, unfortunately. You find one part of the... Oh, no, I see. This was from before. It depends on how far those 2 ports are. Well, Khan's shadow is directly southeast of Khan's heart, which is directly south from Khan's glory. You find one part of the Khanate, you can figure out where the rest is. Okay, I just saw that. Well, that's good to know. So we'll be able to look out for everything else then. I don't think we have anything else to sell. And we've got a comfortable, if not excessive, amount of echo. But I think that's going to be it for the stream. We are an hour over. I was just having a great time sailing. We finally made it all the way to the east edge of the map here. We finally made it all the way there. And boy, was it freaking creepy. But we found Irem. We found Khan's Glory. We've searched for Maybe's mother in a plethora of locations. We've only got Khan's Glory. Let's see here. Khan's Glory, the Chelanet. Or no, Khan's Shadow, rather. The Chelanet. And then we have to go to the surface to Naples. So maybe that'll be something we'll do. But that'll be for next time. I will be back on Thursday at 3 PST if you'd like to join and watch that. Watch a continuation of this captain. If you're not just interested in Sunless Sea content, I will be streaming tomorrow at 3 PST. I will be playing some more Sevtech Ages. The Minecraft mod, we've gotten pretty far out here. Yeah, no, that's great. I'll be doing that. And otherwise, I will probably be off for today. Got someone to raid? No. And honestly, I'm not super. I don't really know how all the raiding stuff works. I'm not too interconnected here. I'm just kind of doing this for my own benefit. I primarily started streaming because of Sevtech Ages. I just never could stick to it, and it's a really long-term mod pack. But yeah, no, I could absolutely do that. Let's see, Ace is playing Darkest Dungeon if you want. Sure, sure. Raiding helps networking. Yeah, I'll totally go for it. Let me see if I can figure out how to do it, though. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I don't know if I can quite. Let's see. Let's see if we can find Ace here. Got no idea how to do this, but let's open it up in a new tab. Look at Darkest Dungeon stuff. Ace the Sly. Oops, I'm accidentally bleeding food. Ah, there we go. So yeah, sure, I'll go and raid him. Might as well. So let's bring up that option here. Raid the channel. So sure, if you guys want to go watch that, feel free. I think I'm going to be off for now. So have fun over in Darkest Dungeon. I think that's might be made by the same developers as Sunless Sea. I'm actually not 100% sure, but it certainly has the same sort of appeal. Very, very dark, very risk-filled here. But yeah, I'll go send you guys over there, I think. I'll hit that, and I will see you sometime else. All right. Cheers, everybody. I'm headed out.